Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up, babe?
Where is Bob in the search? Bob, we started this stream for you, man, because you want to talk to Serge about something.
He wanted to
I don't
debate
really.
about Antifa.
Yeah. I don't really feel like debating. I'm really tired. I got to go to work tomorrow, so I just don't have the mental capacity for it. But I would like to listen to Bob and LaSurge for a little bit before I went to sleep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Where is
Yeah.
Light? Didn't we already invite him? He should be in the room already.
Yeah, no, he was invited.
All right, good. Should we?
I think there's kind of an echo. I think there's kind of an echo going on.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I muted my other stuff. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, and that should be better, right?
I still hear a little bit of an echo. I mean, it's not terrible, but I still kind of hear an echo a little bit.
Yeah, I need a new mic. I'm waiting. Yeah, I need my new mic. I'm gonna mic out. I'll share your phone. Hi, Bill.
Okay, so to debate LaSurge, we'll keep this thing going for a little bit, but if nobody shows up, we're just gonna shut it down because I ain't got all goddamn night.
But the conversation was about Antifa. Uh, LaSurge was for Antifa, and of course, Bob is anti-Antifa. So, yeah.
When did LaSurge say he was for Antifa?
I guess he had a conversation with Denise, and it led up to him agreeing with a lot of what Antifa is doing.
Well, Antifa are a bunch of fucking retards. I'll say that first and foremost. And yeah, period. They're a bunch of retards. They want communism in the United States of America. They're fucking stupid.
I agree. Antifa is very racist, and they are very, very what's the word I'm looking
Antifa
for?
is racist as fuck because on their flyers, on their flyers for Charlottesville, I saw their flyers in Charlottesville, and it said straight up that they were against the white race. I gotta man. No, yeah, it says something like straight up that they were like against the white race, and these motherfuckers are like 98% white. They're fucking stupid. These are a bunch of college kids that have been fed white privilege and white guilt their whole life. A bunch of privileged ass American white kids hate themselves because of their skin color. They're fucking retards. I'm sorry.
Well, I've also heard that a lot of these Antifa people are not even from here. They're like from other countries and whatnot. So
No, they're not from other countries. They're from other towns, though. And it's George Soros. George Soros. And he's funding a lot of this Antifa shit. And this Black Lives Matter shit. It's George Soros funding it. And he probably funding some of those assholes in Charlottesville, too, because I'm against racism, period. I hate racism. I hate racists. And Bob to get on here. About another 10 minutes, nobody gets on here. I'm shutting this shit down because I ain't got all night. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow.
yeah, well, yeah, Antifa is very racist and authoritarian, and I don't think it has any place here in the United States.
They do have freedom of speech, though. There is no, as far as hate speech goes, no on hate speech. The First Amendment is for all speech. So that's something that needs to be understood.
Yeah, but they're treasonous. They're like terrorists.
Yeah, being treasonous though isn't against the law. I mean, it is kind of against the law to a certain extent. How far do you take it? Are you like Hillary Clinton and you're taking money from foreign governments to like influence elections? That's treasonous.
Yeah.
But if you're just some asshole college kid who's too stupid to understand that socialism doesn't work and you're just spouting it out, that's not really treasonous. That's just
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much. Yeah, we started this chat because Bob wanted to have a debate with so waiting for Bob and the search to join the chat.
Hey.
Hello, life.
Hey. Oh, switcheroo.
We're sharing
Switcheroo.
phone.
You're coming through on Matthew. It's like, wow, your voice has changed, dude. Sounds like you dropped about a foot.
Matthew said what's up.
Hang on. How am I coming through? You can hear me?
What's that?
I say, how am I coming through? You can hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think my connection's kind of messed up.
Yeah,
like
it's not bad.
usual.
Yeah. Hey, I hope things are going well. You know, with everything going on, and see if we can find Bob's. He always has something to say, doesn't he?
I think he wanted to debate you about it. Yeah.
About what? Yes. No, it's a bit. Yeah, the connection's a bit spotty.
Very well.
Hey, how you doing, sir? It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, it's good to hear you too.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, right on.
You been doing all right?
Yeah, sorta, yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not big on the the toxic and vitriol and personal garbage like drama stuff. Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I know. I've been for a while, dude. Man, it's just a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, yeah. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Hey, there's Bob. What's going on, Bob?
Not much. I just came
There he
to
is.
came to debate with Surge because I heard he was fucking whooping
Hello,
up and
Bob.
standing. What the fuck's up with that, Surge?
What's up with what?
You fucking support Antifa?
Who said I support Antifa?
Everyone in the chat.
Yeah, did you ever hear it from me?
I went up and I looked for your fucking comments and I couldn't find them. So obviously you caused such a shitstorm that fucking even me just sitting there for like 2 minutes scrolling up, I still couldn't find your fucking comments.
Yeah. Well, I haven't.
Of people when they say, somebody said something in the chat, like every other time I've always been able to, look up and find the evidence or, the reference of, what was said by whoever, like when any of us in the chat, oh, this person said this, and we scroll
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
so you call it shitstorm, so.
Okay, well that's just all this personal drama nonsense stuff, right?
Sure.
And you're talking about Antifa, which I hadn't even heard of Antifa until about a month ago. I heard about them from some rally that went violent or what down at like Berkeley, down in California, one of the
Yeah, where they and all the violence.
one of the university campuses. Well, I really don't know anything about them. It's I heard the name, and then after learning a little bit more, of course I figured out that it stands for anti-fascist, which technically it would be a kind of pseudo-communist group or something along that line. Like I don't know what they stand for. I don't know. Just they oppose, right? They oppose fascism, which it's hard to argue that America isn't fascist. It's very hard. Well, it's very hard to argue.
No, this is the greatest thing. Like, fucking, who cares? Like, honestly, like, all these people, did you bitch about fascism for the last, like, 200 years?
Well, fascism, the term apparently comes from Italy,
They're
right?
fucking
Italy.
for their plumbing, their heat, their electricity, fucking all that good shit. Like I'm sick and tired of people. Oh, America's a fascist country, or it's a communist country, or it's this or that. It's like whatever fucking America is. It's a fucking country where people have the right to bitch and complain about every fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the point? That's why I look at these Antifa fuckers and like, especially when I heard that you were throwing your support towards them, it's like, dude, we don't fuck with Antifa no more than I don't fuck with fucking terrorists or fucking racist or fucking criminals. Like, and to a certain extent, Antifa are fucking terrorists, so I'm just gonna lump them right in there. Like, they shouldn't even be.
Well,
They shouldn't be stated just as it like, oh, anti-fascist. No, they're terrorists. That's what they are.
well, it's kind of hard to argue that the United States itself wasn't founded on terrorism. By that.
Bruh, exactly. That's the other thing that I keep fucking saying. Like, oh, Antifa's anti-fascist. You could argue that America's fascist. It's like, dude, nobody was woofing that America was fascist or that America was been a terrorist country for 200 fucking years and saying, I don't want to be here. I'm gonna.
Whoa. Hold on. To say that America isn't a terrorist country, are you familiar with Noam Chomsky?
Fuck Noam Chomsky. He sounds like some hippie. Sounds like he gives
Well,
jobs for cash.
you'll have a hard time finding anyone with more honorary degrees from universities around the world than Noam Chomsky. Okay,
Dude,
yeah, he's
I've
been
met
written as
people
probably the
fucking
most important intellectual alive today.
bruh, I've met so many of those intellectual pseudo fucking
Oh,
types
this
that
guy.
like
Wait, hold,
that
whoa, 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 hold on. See, the way you're talking about this man. Okay, he's the professor emeritus of linguistics at MIT. Okay, now Michigan Institute of Technology is the top educational facility on the fucking planet, dude. Okay, this is the
what is that?
best university of all time, and he's a
Terrorists.
professor there, tenured. Okay, he's emeritus. Okay, so
Okay,
he's
what
not. You can't just dismiss this guy. He's not a. He's got so many books out. The Canadian National Film Board did like a 2-hour documentary or presentation or what of his his most famous book, which is Manufacture of Consent. You're not familiar with it, are you?
no.
No. Have you heard of Aaron Schwartz?
No, okay, yo, what does Noam Chomsky have to do with fucking terrorism or
Well,
America being back on terrorism or being a
because
fascist country?
because he's on the record saying that the United States is probably the largest sponsor of state terror in the world, right? Which is
You're trying to
very
say
easy for him to defend. Okay, if you're going to try and take someone on like him, you got to know your shit. Okay, and here we're talking about a man who,
no,
okay, this
know
guy,
my
he's a
I can
prodigy, right?
I can read people pretty damn good, whether they're telling me lies or facts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this guy was writing. I think he published his first paper when he was 12 or something. Like it was. I think.
I was the only
University. He
delivering
was.
fucking newspapers because unlike him, fucking if I wanted something, I had to fucking work for it. Fucking Noam Chomsky probably fucking sat at his fucking paid for fucking typewriter and fucking whatever, or whether he went to a local library. He had enough fucking free time on his mind to do all that shit. When I was 12 years old, dude, I was fucking practicing fucking rapping and guitars and
Yeah.
trying to get a fucking
Yeah.
blowjob with my fucking
Yeah.
girlfriend put
Yeah.
out
Well,
after
that's
money.
nice.
Like,
Yeah. Well, this guy, he started reading. Like I don't know, probably like two. I forget what it is. Some crazy, like 2 books a day.
that actually. Maybe I was trying to get
It was
blowjobs
like
when I was
7
14,
or something.
15, not 12. I was trying to get kisses when I was 12. But like
Well,
that
you
doesn't.
won't find a more well-read man, I think, anywhere in the world.
Dude, you can
You
be
know?
well. Like I could fucking read books about the world, but you fucking really don't know these things until you experience them. That's
Yeah.
why.
Well, the thing is, though, is he didn't just read books; he wrote them. Okay.
He wrote them also. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His volume of material. I brought up the name Aaron Schwartz. Okay, I don't know, how much you know about that guy, right? He got indicted by the Justice Department for hacking in. Yeah, he's a really smart kid. Um,
Wait,
you
is
know,
he the kid from Quebec or Ottawa or something?
No, no, no. There was a kid from Quebec, quite a few years back,
It's a
who modified DDoS attacks. Okay, and managed to shut down like Visa. Okay, he shut down a lot of
yeah,
this hacker. Yeah, it turned out to be a 14-year-old kid from Quebec. Okay, and it's like, who is it that shut down the internet, right? And
Yep.
turned out it was this Canadian kid, and of course, everyone's, like I knew at the time, it's like, well, he's going to get a job in government because, they're going to want to
Like
hire him because he's,
said,
the
also
computer
said,
genius.
why do we have these hackers out there instead of just going and offering them high paying fucking jobs? Like honestly,
Well, it's better to have them, protecting things than
exactly. That's
destroying
what I've
them,
always said.
probably. Which, well, that could be argued too, right? But anyway, okay, like I say, I brought up Noam Chomsky because he's been a political activist. Okay, he's always been critical of American policy. Okay, and he knows the law, right? He knows the world. He knows philosophy. He knows. There's not much he doesn't know. It's easier to say what he doesn't know than what he does, probably at this point. Like, not that it's yeah, not that that's true. It's just to compliment him is
If it's true that America was founded on terrorism, I okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's indisputable, right? Because they were a colony under British control, right? And they rebelled. Okay, so
But
that makes them terrorists,
no.
right?
Here's my exact point. Where was Noam Chomsky born? North America, Canada, United States?
United States.
Then Noam Chomsky should shut the fuck up because he's in that fucking country having all those fucking rights to do whatever the fuck, write a fucking newspaper when he's 12 years old because fucking terrorism. So
Wow, here's you, some fucking kid who likes to shoot his mouth off, trying to say that Noam Chomsky should shut the fuck up. He's what? He's like 90. He's like 90 years old now. One of the most
no,
accomplished, if not the most accomplished intellectual alive on the planet today. And
if you're listening,
you feel that you can just tell
hang out.
him to shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, the top minds on the planet are scared of him.
You always tell me to like shut up or that I'm like a retard. So like, wait, what are you
No,
talking
I
to? You're
don't.
calling the pot black. How dare you think of telling him to shut the
You're just
fuck
a
up? Like,
kid. What have you fucking read? What have you read? What do you know?
I don't have to
No,
fucking know anything or prove to anybody any validation or certification or title or years of
okay. Well,
can present my
you don't
opinion.
necessarily
I
need
feel
it. Yeah,
compelled
sorry.
to. If I feel like telling someone to shut the fuck up, I'm gonna tell them to shut the fuck up. How
No,
they
and
fucking up to
well,
them.
isn't that just a little bit kind of egoistic and disrespectful?
What's wrong with having an ego and disrespecting some people sometimes?
Well, I
Maybe
think it's wrong
ego
probably most of the time, actually.
can ground them in
Not
reality,
all the
man.
time.
Everybody gets
Not all the time.
disrespected. Everybody gets
What's wrong with disrespecting people? Do you like being disrespected?
You know what? I don't really care.
You don't. Well, I
Not
don't think that's true. I think that's just words coming out of your mouth.
not so much, Lasserd. Lasserd, you call me retarded and all these other like I always use retard as
No, I did.
thing.
When we met early on, I said I called you Trump tard once, which is
No,
like out of character for me.
and an idiot. Retard and idiot are your two favorite words. But it's water
Well,
off my back. I present you with the fact that you say it to me. Like
so did it bother you? So is that it's something you're
so
complaining about? Because
and
if it's
if you
okay, then that's what I should do all the time, right?
claim that
Yeah.
Noam Chomsky is this intellectual mind, he's probably looked into the shit in our mind, like the biologies that like click and make us tick and how we react to
Oh
things.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah. No, he knows about that. He knows neurology,
he's
psychoneurology.
he's probably learned in all of that research that if I were to walk up to him and say, shut the fuck up, he'd probably fucking just take it. Like how I take you fucking saying shit to me because I go, what
He
the
would.
fuck?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Yeah, he would. He would. First of all, he shouldn't have to take it. Okay. First of all, you should probably call him sir. And thank him for his work and all this stuff, and give him the respect that you would expect for yourself.
I don't know people from
Right?
Britain.
And you've done the same. Well, his volumes, his volume of material that he's produced and published is enormous, right? We're talking about a professor.
It's
Okay.
technically not volumes anymore because every book can now be downloaded as an audiobook. So,
Do you really think you can walk into a classroom, okay, and just tell your professor to shut the fuck up?
if I'm paying money for that course, fuck yeah, I will. I'm paying
Really?
fucking 20.
Well, that's it. You'd be gone.
Listen,
You'd be gone then, wouldn't you?
put my feet up on the fucking table and
Oh,
fucking tell them to
Oh,
fucking bring me in.
they just get rid of you, dude. They just get rid of you. You get expelled, man. You think you don't have to
Good.
fucking follow rules?
Do it
Right?
on
You
my
can
fucking
do whatever the fuck.
with my fucking money. I'll do whatever I want.
No, dude, you just forfeit your money then. You're gone.
In
You violated the
scholarship
terms.
for my fucking
Violated
parents,
the fucking
whole
terms.
life send me to school.
Dude, you'd be
Has something-
fucking expelled. You'd be gone.
My views to myself.
You'd be
That's
gone.
Secondary education.
How smart is that, right? Okay, how smart is that? Right? And and then you get upset that I call you idiot
Care.
for saying these things. Come on.
I'm an idiot. Yo, listeners, this is the greatest thing too. About 2 minutes ago, you were just like, "I never call you a retard. I never call you an idiot," and then you just said it right there.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's how you're acting at certain times. Once you say it, certain times, right away, you're going to think, well, that's
You're gonna
stupid,
call
right?
someone a retard or an idiot or
Well,
anything or a
you
Trump
would
card.
be.
You gotta
What
all
do you
the way
expect?
with it. Don't be a
What do
pussy
you
with
expect?
Antifa. No wonder why you like them. You probably want to start the
I've never even
Canadian
fucking
chapter.
heard of Antifa. I had never even heard of Antifa until like a month ago. Okay, I hardly know anything about them.
Bruh, you know what? I'm about to put your name out on the 4chan forums, and you're about to get doxxed, boy. We
Oh,
gonna
okay. Well, you go ahead.
we,
See, so here you go. So what? You think what? You're threatening me. Is that what you're
mm,
doing? You're
doxing.
threat.
You can't threaten for someone to be doxxed if they have all their public information out on the internet. I'm just too lazy to go find it, so I'll go find someone who's much better at like
So
taking hours
you're
out
not
of.
even man enough to attack someone yourself. You'll threaten to have someone else attack me for you. Is what you're saying.
Threat. That's just legit, plain as day.
Yeah, and you're
State
saying that publicly.
will get doxxed.
Yeah, you're saying that. So you're publicly making threats towards me.
Your Honor, if Lesser is trying to sue me or whatever, I'm not threatening him. I'm just letting him know that people out there on the internet are going to dox him. Either I'm gonna do it, or someone's gonna come along the line, and they're gonna dox LeSurge. And when that information is out there, I'm gonna readily present it to everybody in this Google Hangout chat. So yes, Your Honor, he called it a threat. I don't know. I just made a statement. But if you want to take it as that, then
No,
fine.
made a statement. You made a threatening statement that Your Honor,
I just simply
I think
said
as the evidence
your
that
name on
this
a 4chan
cannot
forum.
be interpreted as anything other than a threat. Did you take law in school? Did you take law?
No, I obviously didn't, Lesser.
You didn't. Oh, I did. I
Wow,
did.
congratulations.
What do you know about the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms?
Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Yeah.
Okay, so legit, if I took a screenshot right now here of your name and your picture, and I posted it on what I'm not saying just on. You think you can outsmart me? If I go onto my own personal profiles on any of my Facebook or my Instagrams or my YouTubes, and I
Oh,
put it there, and it's for use in my videos or my
yeah.
posts, you
Yeah.
can't you can't charge.
You want to bet?
Well, go ahead. And you know what? I will honestly serve the time and laugh with the judge in court.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
like, believe this pussy actually fucking charged me? Go
You
ahead
want
and
to
convict
bet?
me, Your Honor.
Yeah. I guess you don't know about the changes to the law that they made in 2012. You're probably not aware.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm probably not. Like, I'm not trying to claim that I'm so aware. All I know is that if I have a picture or a recording, like I learned all this shit from Howard Stern because I learned it years ago. If you're on a phone call, which technically now, like there that I did read into it, Skype and FaceTime under
Uh-huh.
U.S. I need to look into it under Canadian law, but under U.S. law, that is now considered audio, like a phone call. Which when and in states that aren't two-party consenting states, it's just one-party consenting state. Like right now, I could put all this shit out on the internet, all on my channel, and if your face, your image, or anything is on it, you don't have any fucking say over it because it's one-party consent. It's the same as like how they get away with like doing prank calls or like crank calls on people when they don't give their permission to like go out on the fucking radio or whatever. That's how.
Yeah. Does that make it right? Does that make it right that it's legal or that it's not criminal? I should say. I shouldn't say it's legal. I should say that it's not criminalized. That it's not criminalized. Is everything that is not criminalized right?
Yeah, I know it's a gray fucking area, but really, like, I'm not gonna sit there and fucking. I don't care if people want to say my hands are fucking dirty. I'll be like, sure, my hands are fucking dirty.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of fucking criminal where I would ever sit in court in front of a judge and be, oh, because the fucking world, oh, because fucking white,
See,
right.
here, hold on. Okay, see, here we've got you saying, no, I don't have, I haven't studied and blah, blah, blah. And then you come and you say, well, I learned this on Howard Stern. Like, are you kidding me?
Hey, bro, I learned something. Wait,
Yeah.
Serge, can I ask you something?
So what are you learning? Are you learning good things, or are you learning like how to be, an ass?
Whether or not it's learning to be an asshole, did I or did I not learn an actual fact about 1 or 2 party consent states? Is that not an actual thing in law?
That's not what I'm asking, though. I'm asking about whether, you know, what it would be, you know, to
Learn
learn
that
to
on
be an
learn. Is
asshole.
that really what you're learning?
What are the merits? What are the merits of learning how to be a bad person?
Hey, you know what? To be quite honest, hey man, you know what? If I'm ever just a single guy, I've asked a few girls this, and a lot of times girls don't do it. But dude, ever since I hit my 18 and 19, now oftentimes whenever I bring a girl over into my fucking house, I say, hey, you want sex? I'll often just say, hey, can I record it?
You know, dude, I don't care about your sex life.
You're an
You know, you
idiot.
kind of all
I'm not trying
focus
to say
on.
you should care about my sex life. I'm trying to say I keep a personal documentation, not for fucking. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I tell them all, hey, I'll fucking knock one off. But hey, I don't care because the day if a girl ever wants to pull me into fucking court or something, oh, you fucking raped me, oh, you fucking did this or that. No, here you go, Your Honor. Here's a fucking videotape of her consenting to everything. I know it's
Yeah.
graphic and it might be considered vulgar,
So
but they're
okay, so that's true then. You record, you get that recorded. That's what you're saying, right? You're saying that you record that.
sit them down on camera like it's like
Proof
some
that
form of
you
like, hey,
gave
show me
consent
your
to
ID.
have
No,
sex.
no, it's consenting. I just show in the moment.
Well, what are you fucking look? You know, it's like you want. I don't know if you're capable of like debate or even, you know, constructive dialogue. Like,
Am I not? How am I not capable? I'm sitting here talking to you. You're the one that's like
shit
grasping for
all
straws.
over the place.
You're the one that's supposed to be a learned mind, but you get so defeated by hearing my ideas and
Look,
thoughts.
no. Look, you know, it's
Shut me up,
like
pussy, and listen for 1 second in your life.
speaking two different
You know,
languages. Like, there's no
literal
point.
as soon as you hear an idea or a thought that you don't like, oh, I can't believe you think like that. Like the Surge, I don't care how you think. You think very stupid, but it doesn't affect my fucking life at all. So I really don't fucking care how you think.
No, you know, it affects your life more than anything, but you affect everyone else. You know, we're,
No,
you know, like it or not, there's only one world, and we're all part of it, right?
bruh, I'm never gonna fucking see or hear about fucking people like you in my entire life when we live in the same country. Your bleeding heart mentality is so fucking like
Well, it's funny because
just
you're actually hearing from me right now. So is what you said just true? What you just said, is that true?
repeat first part. Repeat again the first part. I did not hear the first part of what you said.
I'm saying, you just said you're never going to hear from me, but you're hearing from me right now. So how can that be true that you're never gonna? Because it's happening right now.
Quite honestly, listeners, I don't know about you, dude, but like fucking, I wanted to debate you earlier about the Antifa thing. I'm more jumped into here. You're not really claiming it, even though the whole chat said you're a fucking faggot ass, pussy ass Antifa fucking supporter, cock, and you're just dancing around that debate topic. And now we're talking about this shit. And to be quite honest, I was about to go to bed because I was playing fucking video games with my little brother, and like I got work tomorrow. So it's like, dude, like I interact with you for a few moments out of the grace of my friendship and the relationship I've now developed with Matt and Yesenia, who are great, wonderful people, you know, married. They have, you know, from what I can tell, and when I talk to them, very healthy home life, children, family, and, you know, careers. And, you know, they're good people that have good morals and values, and they just put their thoughts and their opinions out there, and they seem to
Yeah.
align with mine. So, dude, I could give 2 fucks about you. Like, honestly, I care more about the shit I just took like an hour ago.
Okay, well,
Like
you know,
that shit more to me.
so,
Like it was.
okay,
It was
you don't care about people, right? What you're saying?
oh, Serge, I'm not gonna lie. The first few times I ever listened to you, I was like, "Yo, this guy, he's maybe got some things to say." But like, the more I just listen, like, it's just, dude, you, for me at least, you really don't offer. Here's the thing. I'll always fucking be willing to listen to you, man, but you're the fucking biggest rebuffer. You're just a pussy in that way. Like, as soon as somebody brings up something you don't like the thought of, it's like, oh, no, no, that's impossible. You're an idiot. You're this, you're that. Oh, I can't believe you people. You're, you're fucking, you're racist. Oh, you guys are, you're vile. it's always titles and this and that. It's like, how about just hearing a person out? Like, you don't need to fucking label a person 500 million times when they're just trying to tell you how they feel. It's like,
Well, I
okay,
thought,
I'm crazy.
okay,
Now
can,
just
can you
hear.
stop talking for just a second? Because the thing with you is you just won't stop, right?
Go ahead. What?
You'll just keep fucking talking and talking and talking, right? So you'll bring up like, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 different points, okay, without allowing someone to even respond to the first thing, right?
Points are better than yours.
Well, I don't know. You just go all over the place. You go on Antifa. You talk about Matt and Yesenia. You talk about this. And it's just this stream of consciousness coming out of you, where
Yeah, because quite honestly, LaSurge, I will never see you or hear from you in my fucking life. So what do I care about you?
well, you're hearing from me right now. How do you know you won't hear from me again?
Because
Well,
I'm gonna go out of my way in life to guarantee that we never cross paths.
Okay. Well, what about you moving down to the United States? We're working on that, or?
LaSurge, yeah, I would like to work on it, but there's another thing I got. It's called fucking no fucking free rent, bills, groceries, electricity, hydro,
Yeah.
fucking yeah. So yeah, brother, I'd like to get started on it.
So you're gonna have to save up, right? And
No,
actually
sure.
apply for citizenship. Do you know how easy it is to get citizenship in the United States?
I'm not applying for citizenship through means of being a immigrant from Canada.
Uh-huh.
I am looking to gain the citizenship upon departure from any military enrollment in any branch of the United States military, armed forces, or navy.
So what you're telling me then is that you haven't actually looked into it.
The surge, bruh, whether I have or whether I haven't, bruh, I'm not really
Well,
fucking.
have you or haven't you? You haven't, right?
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Go ahead. Here,
Well,
run
I'm
with your idea.
asking you.
Run
I'm
with your idea.
asking you if you have or if you haven't.
Search whether I have or I haven't. I'm not even gonna answer. So let's just go with I
Okay,
have.
well, how is that getting anywhere? How is that getting anywhere? Where you
Because
won't answer whether you have or not.
I'm giving you the answer you want to hear and run with your
No,
theory.
you're not giving me the answer I want to hear. I'm expecting a definitive answer.
Oh my god, the search. Because if I told you that I looked into it, you'd be like, "Oh, well, you're lying."
How do you know that? You don't know I'm going to say that. You don't speak for me. What else does it say in your crystal ball?
Search, the whole way you asked, just the tone of your voice, I can tell you wanted me to say no. So I'm just like, there, no, I didn't. Like, go with what you wanted to hear. Just fucking.
Okay, well, the reason why I think that you think that I would say that that I wouldn't believe you is because that it's probably the truth that you haven't.
Okay.
Or else you would talk about it, right? You'd say, well, yeah, I have, and blah, 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 and this and that. Okay, but you're not talking about that.
To be honest, I don't really care to come into this Google Hangout, and much to the point
So it is fair to say then that I should not take you seriously when you say that you want to emigrate to the United States to join the military, right?
Sure, you shouldn't. But my response to that is that when I come into here, my first few times, even knowing that this was a political and religious place for thought and debate, I didn't ever really care or any of the things that were brought up until you started talking about something that made me feel like I needed to bring up what I felt about the military and my desire to enroll in the armed forces.
Well, it's actually having like a reasonable discussion, right? Instead of just, this kind of, I don't know what to call it.
Reasonable with you. You're legit sitting here being like, I fucking know you. Like, I don't really care if you think I'm gonna go or not go into the military this year. Because whether I do or whether I don't, like,
I think no. I think you won't. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're just talking. I don't think I could take you seriously. I don't think you should be taken seriously.
Okay.
And it just kind of comes across like here you are talking about how you were busy learning rap and
Yeah.
so well if it's something that you really want to do then you should take it seriously and you should look into it and do it, okay? But I don't think you do,
Like,
right? I think you just it's basically paying lip service to the Trump supporters, basically, the right wing, things like that, because this is all about being aggressive, right? And being fucking
no,
Mr. Tough Guy. And
it's about telling you that you're a retarded fucking cuck liberal, bleeding
yeah,
heart.
well,
For you.
see, there you go straight to personal insults, right? Name calling, which intellectually, okay, that's a mark of ignorance. That's a mark of stupidity. So what you're basically saying that you're an idiot.
Right.
You go around name calling like that, and you get marked as an idiot.
Okay, so if I'm basically saying that I'm an idiot, you're
Dismissed.
basically admitting that
Oh, yeah.
you're a social justice warrior, bleeding heart, fucking cuck.
Okay, so you can just be dismissed because the content of what it is that you're saying, okay, is it's just you're basically like a monkey that throws poo.
Well, I was born in the year of the monkey. Actually, it's funny that you had that you brought that.
Well,
Wait a second. Wait a second.
One year of the rabbit, man.
Did you just assume my animal nature gender? Because I'm not a monkey. I identify as a beautiful, sparkly unicorn. So
Okay, well,
take
that's
that.
great. Yeah. Okay. So here we got you. You're just being
Sir,
absurd.
Threatened you, but I'll go to the judge and say you fucking.
You're not actually capable. Are you at all capable of like a reasonable, intelligent discussion?
Yes, I am with reasonable, intelligent people,
Okay,
which
well,
you
let's
aren't.
do it then. Right? Let's do it. Okay. Now, what is it you wanted to debate on? Someone said that you wanted to debate.
In you being a fuck nut and actually agreeing with Antifa in the chat and agreeing with what they stand for.
So you want to debate on on me, okay, you calling me names and something to do with Antifa.
Your
Which
support
I
of
know
Antifa?
nothing about. We could look into Antifa. Okay, we could do that right now. Start to learn what Antifa is and what they're about. And, actually learn what they stand for, their principles.
Nope. Because you did it.
I don't know.
Why the fuck won't you? Why don't you just fucking take up on it again? Like, obviously, you're fucking dancing around something that you said earlier.
Well, dude, what am I dancing around? I do not know like anything about Antifa. Okay, you bring up this name. Okay, I've heard the word before. Okay, like I say, it's
Oh,
short.
okay. Well, hey, you know what? You know
Fascist.
what? You know what? You know what? We're gonna bring a little something up here because I can't find the Antifa comments that you're making yet, but you obviously also kicked up such a shitstorm that they were pulling out evidence from earlier. LaSurge, America fucking well deserved 9/11.
I said America. Did I say fucking well?
You did. I'm looking at you fucking well don't know how to fucking type or speak very punctually for such intellectual.
Yeah. Well,
America.
why is
well,
that?
9/11.
Yeah. Do you know why 9/11 happened?
All the first responders that went and saved people that day.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
All the victims. How about you tell that to all the victims' family members, Serge?
So you're saying you were a first responder?
No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry. It's odd.
To be. I'm saying, why don't you pussy, ever go say these things to these people's faces?
Why would I go say something to their face?
You talk about fucking what's his name, Noam Chomsky, writing a newspaper at 12. I should go fucking write a newspaper with your fucking quotes.
Yeah, that America deserved 9/11.
Oh, I'd love to see the fucking fan mail you'd be getting. You'd have a lot of fans after that.
Well, you know why? Do you know why?
No. Please, in your infinite wisdom, explain to me why 3,000 people deserve to die.
There's no one single reason, okay, but there's a lot of reasons. Okay, it's like American hypocrisy, right? It's,
If you're American
unfair.
people in other countries,
Well, what they're doing at the United Nations.
the biggest reason.
Yeah, well, this is why. You know why it happened. It's primarily. Listen, it's it's primarily because of Israel, right?
Here's what I'm saying. I don't care what America did in the past.
Fucking hear what I said. Listen,
No, I heard.
when I ask you a question, okay, and you don't answer my question, okay, you're not being fucking fair, right? Like if you ask me a question, okay, and I just go out into left field, we're not having a reasonable discussion with one another.
No,
okay, that's what you
Serge,
just did.
Serge,
Listen,
you're
just breaking down the communication here. I said you listen, okay, about 9/11. I said it's primarily because of Israel. I said, you know that, right? Now, do you know that?
Bruh, I don't care about all the collusion in the whole fucking scenario. Bruh, unless you're a fucking criminal or a terrorist or a fucking rapist, you don't deserve to fucking die.
What, like members of the American military?
No.
Oh, geez, you don't know about what happened in Iraq? You don't know about the crimes the American military committed in Iraq?
You're an idiot, Lasurge. People were actually murdering over there. It wasn't on it. And it wasn't on.
Obviously.
And it wasn't on.
Far less well-read than I am.
If it wasn't on an order to attack anybody that wasn't identified as a threat or as over there, it's not considered the opposing army or the opposing forces considered rebels, fucking militiamen.
Well, exactly. Just like say, Osama bin Laden.
And I had to look at the evidence.
So by your logic there, Afghanistan is not at all responsible for
2 seconds,
right? By your logic, Afghanistan is not responsible for 9/11, right? That's what follows from what you're saying.
Okay, you want
right? So why did the United States invade Afghanistan then? What right? By what right did the United States have to invade Afghanistan?
Does anybody know does anybody know a gay guy that can just come fucking stuff his cock in Lasurge's mouth so he can shut the fuck up for 2 seconds? He probably will shut up because he'll fucking start sucking it.
You're not capable, dude. You're just not fucking capable.
So, America?
You're not smart.
Where were you when they
you don't know what you're talking about. You just don't know what you're talking about.
When the boys built the ladder to heaven.
Right? So we get this bile that comes out your mouth.
Anyways, so like you said about the military, if they're actually committing crimes in that sense, if they are murders or crimes, okay, I need to rephrase that. If it is a murder that is committed outside of an order on a civilian and it is deemed it was with the intent of murder and culpable intent. And the aggression was deemed that it was that.
There's really not much point in listening to you. You don't know what you're talking about.
Just let me finish. I will disavow it. But if you're a fucking goat freaking any religion other than ISIS motherfucker blowing up her, then yeah, you deserve a fucking bullet in your head. You really do.
Holy shit. Any religion other than ISIS. ISIS isn't a religion, dude.
Okay, Islam, you fucking idiot. But they consider themselves the fucking forefront for Islam. They consider, oh my god, this is where I don't even care about bringing up Northern Ireland and my family being from there. But if I could bring up a quick example, in Northern Ireland there was the IRA, but then they had their political wing.
It's a form of a religion, right? It's fundamentalist.
They had the political wing, which was Sinn Féin, which was the government thing, which is Islam is a religion, but it is also a way of government, and it is also their way of rule. Which, if you look at that, there is no difference between literally Islam being a religion or a form of rule within a government or a country, and then literally ISIS being its paramilitary fucking wing.
Dude, we're going all over the place here. Okay, again, it's like you're jumping all over the place.
It wasn't fucking Islam, you retard.
can we try and stay on topic, right?
I'm-
You know, like you drifted from, you know, it's like you know, it's kind of on topic. Like these things are interrelated, yeah, but you know, you were you know curious about you know my statement of how the United States deserved 9/11, right?
Bro, you just
Now,
legit asked,
why,
not all
why is it
terrorists,
that
religious,
America
not all
deserved
religions in the world are just ISIS. Yeah, because I call ISIS a fucking religion.
Well, hold on.
Hey, it's a
Hold on, dude.
Islam.
Listen,
Bro,
okay, you're off
no,
topic again.
I listen
I'm
to
trying
you.
to bring you back on topic, okay? You start talking about
I
ISIS.
Why don't you just have a fucking conversation instead of telling everybody else how they're supposed to talk, you fuckwad?
Fucking conversation,
You're getting so fucking butthurt,
right?
dude. Like, just fucking chill out. Chill
Well,
out.
because I'm trying to bring you back to what it is that I said like fucking 10 minutes ago, right?
I'm trying to answer.
Nobody gives a fuck what you're saying right now. Why do you think they care about what you said 10 minutes ago?
I'm trying to have a conversation with this other person here, Richard. Can you please not interrupt? Okay. And what I'm talking about is him bringing up my statement, okay, which, yeah, I said about how the United States deserved 9/11. Now the question is why?
Yeah,
Okay.
you talked for 20 fucking minutes and said nothing about it. So who cares what you have to say now?
I
You
was
want to take
trying
another
to-
20 minutes and say nothing. That's all you ever do. Blab your
I'm
fucking
not-
mouth and say nothing and complain about how other people are talking. Talk like a normal fucking adult for once in your life, especially when you're trying to set an example to a child, you fucking idiot.
Richard, okay, you're interrupting the talk between him and I, where I'm still trying to bring him
Talk
back
to
on
anybody I
topic.
want. I don't give a fuck. Okay, you don't own this fucking chat. I got invited here, and I'll do what I fucking want. Okay, you don't tell me what to do. You don't tell other people what the fuck to talk about. Shut your fucking mouth, you fucking ignorant asshole. What's wrong with you?
So you want to interrupt and call people names? You just want to interrupt and call me names? Is that it?
That's all you ever do. So when we use your own strategy, why are you so shell-shocked?
Well, no, I was speaking to Richard, and Richard was trying to answer, and you just interrupted Richard. But he said,
I answered for Richard.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Being a normal chatterbob, I don't mind if you chime in and enjoy the conversation. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, well, what we were talking about is the reasons why
Richard.
9/11 happened. Okay, that's the topic.
Yeah, you said it fucking 10 times. You've been trying to spit it out for 30 fucking minutes. We don't want to listen for another 30 minutes with you telling us what you're fucking talking about, you dumb shit. Get it out. Tell us why you think they deserved it. Don't talk about you're going to tell us fucking 20 minutes later.
What
You
you're
don't
doing,
give a fuck. Spit it out.
platitude, right? It's a platitude.
Idiot.
You're just stating the obvious.
Surge, state why you think they deserved it. You just state it.
So we're talking about the reasons for 9/11, right? Why is it? Why did 9/11 happen?
No, you were going to answer a question as to why you thought the Americans deserved it. Now you're going off on another tangent.
Exactly. America deserved 9/11, so this is the reason. You know, things. You know, it doesn't make sense unless you provide.
Oh, spit it out, motherfucker!
I did spit it. What did you not hear?
That's what I heard. I didn't hear your
Okay,
reason.
so you're acting like a fucking.
What's your reason? Spit it out, motherfucker!
So we got Richard the harp seal.
Spit it out, motherfucker! You want the floor?
did.
You want everybody to listen to you, but you got nothing to say.
I do. And do you have
let's hear
anything to say on the reason for why 9/11 happened, Richard? Can you follow the topic?
Let's
You
hear
said
it.
Is that at all possible?
Oh wait,
So
Richard.
now I've been here for 5 minutes. And you still haven't spit out one fucking reason.
What the topic is, Richard?
I know what the topic is. I'm waiting for you to spit it the fuck out.
Can you speak on it?
I want to hear your reasons. I have my own reasons.
I'm
I'm not the one that claims America deserved it. You did.
Okay, go ahead. So what are your reasons then?
Dude, I'm not the one that said America deserved it. That was you.
Listen, you just said you have your own reasons. So go ahead and explain the reasons for why 9/11 happened.
Dude, you've been whining for 30 minutes. You can't fucking get your reasons out, and now you're avoiding the fucking question again because you're a douchebag.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us what the reasons are for 9/11, Richard.
I know what the stated reasons from Osama bin Laden were.
Well, technically from Al Qaeda, but from the organization.
No,
Yeah.
I know what
Not
the
him as an
reasons
individual.
from
It's the
Osama.
organization.
Don't
No,
interrupt all the time, dude. Okay? You asked me a
it was Al
question,
Qaeda.
and now you want to fucking run up and interrupt. No,
He's just,
I said, and I mean that I know the reasons from Osama bin Laden because he wrote a letter about it that I read.
Okay. Which was it just from Osama bin Laden, or was that from Al Qaeda?
It was from. I said what I meant, and I've said it twice already. Do you have shit in your ears, or is your fucking brain slow?
No, I don't. Of course, obviously.
But we're still waiting for your reasons as to why America
No, we're
deserved
waiting
it,
for your
not
reasons.
why it
You're the one
happened.
who said
Your
no.
reasons,
Go
not
ahead. You
Osama
got
bin
the
Laden's
floor.
reasons, not Al
Listen,
Qaeda's reasons, your reasons.
Richard. Okay, so you know you've got reasons. You read this. Okay, go ahead.
I don't care to discuss it. I just want to hear your reasons. You're the one whining you couldn't get them out.
I've read also. Okay, from the letter that.
What are your reasons?
The public statement. Well, my reasons. They're not my reasons.
Why do you think America deserved it? Not why Osama bin Laden thinks America deserved it. Not why Al Qaeda thinks we deserved it. Why does Lyserge think America deserved
it? Well, I've already said. Were you not listening?
You haven't said.
No, I did. Oh yeah, no.
And what did you say then, real quick?
Well, I said, for American hypocrisy. Okay, for the decisions made through the United Nations and American foreign policy.
Okay, so 3,000 innocent people deserve to die because there are some hypocrites and bad decisions.
No. I didn't say that.
Yes,
no,
that's
said,
what you just said.
Well, it was an attack back against the United States for what I just outlined.
Right, and 3,000 Americans deserve to die for that. Okay, fine. That's your reason.
Well, that's your reason. No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
That's what you're saying. Well, no, that's what you're saying. So you're saying that Americans deserve to die.
No, dude, don't.
Well, that's what you're. That's
nonsense argument, dude.
Look, you're saying that innocent people deserve to die.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, it is what you said.
No,
that is what you said. Well, it is. You were trying to project it on me, but
there's a whole bunch of other people.
So you're the one who.
Did anybody but Lyserge hear me say that? Go ahead and pipe up and say something.
I think everyone heard you say it.
Well, let's find out and let's ask them.
Well, that's what you just said, dude. That's what you just said.
That America deserved it because
of
Bob, or was I asking Lyserge his reason?
Heard you say. Everyone heard you say. So 3,000 innocent people deserve to die.
No, I brought.
So that's what I was asking you a question, dumbass. If you wouldn't interrupt people all the time, you'd be able to hear the end of their sentences.
That was your conclusion, dude. That was your conclusion.
You interrupted me and didn't hear the end of the sentence.
I heard you completely. That's what you said. So 30,000 people deserve to die. That's your conclusion. Of course, the way you were trying to project it on me.
Okay, so
those are your words.
Yeah, so first of all, I said 3,000, not 30. And second of all,
3,000. Yeah, 3,000.
Second of all, I'm not saying they deserve to die in the first place.
Well, that's what you said.
Surge.
That's what you said.
Okay, fine. That's what I said, and I misspoke. Can we move on?
Okay, so, so you agree then that that the United States.
Don't tell me what I agree with. Okay, don't tell me what I agree with. It's a way to start an argument. Okay, I will tell you what I agree with. You don't need to tell me what I agree with.
Okay. Okay, so do you agree that American foreign policy, right, has been unfair? Okay, that there's been like wrongs. Okay, that America has done many things that are wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So for doing things that are wrong, do you deserve punishment?
Yeah.
Right? If the nation doesn't hold itself to account, someone else will. Okay, so then you agree. So you agree then that America deserved 9/11. Basically, that's what you're just saying.
No. Now you're once again you're telling me what I agree with. No.
Okay, so was
let me
9/11
answer the question.
I'm asking you the question. Okay, so was 9/11 punishment for American foreign policy?
It was an illegal punishment, which is why I don't agree with it.
Yeah, but the thing is you
It's
know
no,
what
yeah, but
foreign policy
that's
is.
my answer.
American foreign policy.
When someone does something wrong, you use the legal system in order to exact justice. You don't take the law into your own hands and go shoot somebody in the back of the head because they stole your car.
Yeah,
and you have to, and
you certainly don't go down the road and shoot innocent people because some guy stole your car and you don't know who it was.
So you know that America has been committing crime. You know that you're a nation.
All nations, all governments have committed crime. You don't need to calm down.
Well, there you go.
There's no reason to ask me a question and then overtalk me.
So it's fair then.
Yes, all nations. Let me answer the question. Don't overtalk me.
I got your answer. Your
all
answer is yes.
nations have committed.
Your answer, dude.
I'm not fucking finished. I don't care. If you think I'm finished, I'm not finished.
Dude,
act like a fucking adult.
You agree then that you know.
Don't tell me what I agree with. Don't tell me what I agree with. Ask me if I agree.
Yeah, but so it's just fair then to respond to a crime with a crime, right?
No, it's not.
Really?
Yes, really. It's not fair or sensible or legal to respond to a crime with a crime. That's stupid.
Wow.
Wow, that surprises you that people don't think the idea of responding to a crime with a crime is a good idea.
Well, have you ever heard of justifiable homicide, Richard?
I have, and that's not a crime.
That's not a crime.
Well, okay, so then what you're saying is that it's not a crime to respond to a crime. So then it's not a crime then to respond to a crime with a crime.
Yes.
You just said it's not a crime.
Well, are you a fucking idiot? Justifiable homicide is not a crime, you fucking moron.
So if we look at the United States,
homicide tomorrow.
Crimes.
Right?
And people are responding defensively to that. Therefore, then it's not a crime, right?
The judge is not going to send me to jail. Thus, one is a crime and the other is.
So it's not a crime.
But you're nuts.
So it's not a crime. I didn't hear what you said because you overtalked Bob.
Yeah. So it's not a crime then to respond to a threat to your life by taking lives, right? That's what we're established with justifiable homicide.
Okay, good question. If the particular person that you are defending yourself from is the person who is threatening your life, then yes, that would be a justifiable homicide. If somebody is threatening my life with a gun, it is not a justifiable homicide for me to take a machine gun and kill 50 people standing in the opposite direction.
Exactly.
So what you're saying then is that these terrorist
attacks... Don't tell me what I'm saying. Don't tell me what I'm saying. I was very clear. I'll repeat it for you. What I said was if somebody is threatening my life...
Okay, because this is what you're saying.
Don't tell me what I'm saying.
The logic follows, Richard. The logic follows.
Okay, go ahead. What logic follows?
Your logic follows then that the terrorist acts are justified.
Only if they are defending themselves from the actual people who are threatening their lives. What part of that did you fail to understand?
Those people.
Yeah, well, I don't fail to understand any of it.
Okay, so that brings us to the question: do you believe that all 3,000 of those people were a direct threat to the people who brought down the building?
Oh, get him, Richard! Get him!
They're all American citizens are, you're responsible for your government, right?
So what you're saying is that it'd be perfectly fine for any Muslim just to come to America and murder people, and that's justifiable homicide. You're saying that 9/11 is justifiable homicide?
Oh yeah.
What I'm saying is that the terrorist acts
Right.
In
I'm
response,
asking you, do you think 9/11 was justifiable homicide? It's a question.
no, yeah, exactly. You asked what I was saying.
No, I asked you if you think
did. You said, "Are you saying that?"
I'm asking you very simply, yes or no. Was 9/11
I'm
in your
telling
mind?
you what I am
You're
saying.
interrupting me.
You asked what I was
You're
saying.
interrupting me again.
Because you asked
You're
what I was
interrupting me again. Was 9/11 justifiable homicide in your opinion?
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
Good. So why did you even bring it up?
Well, because you know, the principle of justifiable homicide, okay, is that, you know, we go
Well,
back
if it's not
again to where he said,
justifiable homicide, why'd you bring it up? Why didn't you bring up the theory of evolution? That also
You're
has nothing to do with it.
you just interrupted me and cut me off, Richard.
Why,
Can you please stop doing that?
why did you bring it up?
Well, can you please stop interrupting me?
Why did you bring it up? I'm not interrupting you.
Are you going to stop? No, well, yeah, but you have been interrupting me. Okay, now are you
Dude, you interrupted me 100 times too. Shut the fuck up like you're some sort of innocent victim of interruptions, you dumb shit.
Okay, so just go into name calling, and so that's
Dude,
how.
are you going to answer the question? Why did you even bring up justifiable homicide as an excuse if now you admit it has nothing to do with 9/11?
Because you know, see now what you
Maybe
really
because you're a fucking dumbass who has no idea what you're fucking talking about.
Obviously, you're the dumbass because you have to ask me to explain to you what is patently fucking obvious. So obviously that makes you the dumbass, doesn't it?
No, the only one who's dancing around in circles and can't
listen, if you're
explain
not the
anything is
dumbass,
you.
then why are you asking? Listen, if you're not the dumbass, why are you
Because
asking me?
I'm asking you questions to point out what an absurd fool you are.
Kevin,
yeah, but I'm not.
dancing.
Okay? And you know, obviously, you're the one who keeps
Could
asking.
you let Bob speak?
You don't know, so you need me to explain things.
Don't tell me what I need. Don't tell me what I think. Don't tell me what my opinion is.
I am
just
telling
state
you.
your case.
I'm saying
just
you're the one who
you're,
needs
you're
me to
interrupting
explain.
again. You're interrupting again. Please
So
just
you
state
need
your
to
case
explain
as to why you think it was okay for people to kill those Americans. You started with justifiable homicide, and now you're saying that's not the reason. Why did you bring it up?
You need me to explain things for you, right?
I need you to explain your absurd positions because they make no sense. Yes, if you had a reasonable, hold on, you're interrupting again. If you had a reasonable,
listen, you
you're
already answered.
interrupting me again. You asked me not to interrupt you. Please don't interrupt me.
It's my turn.
If you had a reasonable, sensible position, it wouldn't require explaining.
Okay, it's my turn to speak.
Who, according to who? Maybe Bob wants to speak. Maybe Bill wants to speak. Maybe Yacina wants to speak. Who the fuck are you to declare it's your turn?
You asked me a question. Now you're telling me I can't answer.
No, you just used up your little sentence time by not answering. That was your choice. I didn't tell you you couldn't answer. You just came up, started blabbering bullshit and not answering. That's a choice you made, not me.
No, how is it that I'm not answering? Here he tells me that I'm interrupting and I should answer. I shouldn't answer.
You could be answering now, but you're not. That's a choice you're making.
Make up your fucking mind. Can you make up your mind? Do you want me to fucking answer or not?
No, I'd rather you just go away.
Okay, well then you should go away.
You sound like a little child, dude. Listen to yourself.
Listen. You asked me a question, then you say, no, I don't want...
What was the question I asked you?
I should go away. So you should go away.
What was the question I asked you?
You're not being intellectually honest here, and you're just being an asshole.
What was the question I asked you?
Which is not a surprise, because it's basically all that you ever do.
What was the question I asked you?
Look, I don't even know anymore.
That's right, because you can't answer a fucking question. You dance around in circles like a dumbass.
I can't
until
answer
a
question
you won't fucking talking about, you moron.
Richard, I can't answer a question that you won't let me answer.
You can't answer a question because you spend your time blabbering and then you don't even remember the fucking question because you're an argumentative dumbass.
How is it that I'm blabbering when you ask me a question and then tell me not to answer?
I never told you that. You just made that up.
You did.
You spent your time blabbering away.
No, I don't want you to answer, and I should go away. So obviously you're blabbering. You should go away. You're obfuscating any constructive dialogue here.
Yeah, it's all my fault, huh?
Yeah. Well, apparently it is.
Apparently it is.
Yep, evidently. Yeah.
So
By your own admission.
So I
By
will
your
ask you
own
the
admission.
question again since you forgot it.
No,
Since
what's the point? There's no point.
justifiable
Look,
homicide,
you already said,
are you going to
Richard,
interrupt
Richard,
again, dude?
Richard,
Really?
Of course, because
All you're
you're the
going
one
to do
who
is interrupt all the
telling
time?
me not to
And then
answer
you're
your
going to
question.
complain that people interrupt
Listen,
you, and it's
you're
a
the
big
one telling me
clusterfuck, and
not
nobody
to
can
answer
hear
your
anything, and it's all everybody
Richard,
else's fault because
Richard,
Lyserg
you're the
can't
one.
talk.
Richard, you're the one coming here telling me not to answer your questions, okay, and then accusing me of being the one that's blabbering and should go away. Obviously, you're the one who is blabbering and should go away.
Right.
Obviously.
Great. So,
Right.
Bob.
No, there's no question.
So, Bob.
No question.
Excuse me, I want to
Yeah, no
talk to
question.
Bob for a moment since you don't want to talk
Well,
to me and I don't want to talk to
no. The conclusion here is that you should go away, right?
Right.
You know, if you
I heard your version of the conclusion.
I don't even want to hear
Everybody
the
heard that.
I just
So,
want you to leave.
Bob, would you
Then
mind
you
if I talk to Bob?
You should leave. You know, you
Do
should
you mind
leave.
if I talk to
That's
Bob?
the conclusion, Richard. By your own logic,
Do you
should
mind
go
if
away.
I talk to Bob?
Listen, you're blabbering. You're
Do you
blabbering.
mind if I talk to Bob?
Yes, I do mind that you talk to
So,
Bob. Because
would you mind if Bob talks to
trying
me,
to
or is this
control
all the
trying
Lyserg
to tell
hour?
me to leave, so you should leave, Richard.
Nobody
you should go.
cares what you think,
You should
dude.
go. You've already
We get
said
it.
that you
We
don't
get it.
want.
You think I should leave? Nobody
You've already
cares.
said that you don't want to hear answers
Shut
to
the
questions
fuck
that you ask.
up, you moron.
Richard, you have
Nobody
come in
wants to
saying that
hear you,
don't
dude.
want
Nobody
people
wants to
answer
talk
the
to
questions
you.
that you ask.
Nobody on the whole internet
don't
gives a
want
fuck
Answer
what
the
you have to
questions that
say.
you ask.
Nobody
You should
dude.
go away. You should go away.
Yeah,
You don't
everybody
want
should
people
go
to
away
answer
so
the questions
Lyserg
that
can
you
fucking blabber all day long in
You
people's
don't
chat
want
rooms.
people to
We
answer
get
the
it,
questions
dude.
that you ask.
We
You
get
don't
it.
want people to answer the questions
So,
that
Bob,
you ask.
are you thinking of joining the
No, do you
Navy,
understand,
the
Richard?
Army?
You should
What are
go
you
away.
thinking of joining? We'll
You
just
should
talk
go
over
away.
Lyserg.
Richard, you should go away.
Dude, I'm not even
When you
listening to you anymore. I'm talking to Bob, so
Not to
shut up.
answer your question. You
I
should
have
go
a
away.
history from the
You're asking questions from a person, then saying, no, I don't want to hear the answer. So you're being fucking unreasonable. You're being an asshole.
What kind of work are
you
you
should go
thinking
away.
of doing
You
in the
should go
military,
away,
Bob?
Richard. Richard, you should go away.
thinking
Okay?
about Navy
You're
SEALs.
not here to do anything but be disruptive.
That's not an actual branch. Well, it is
Right?
Navy.
By your own admission, Richard.
It's-
Richard, you
Well, I
should
mean,
leave.
what
You
kind
don't
of
know how
work?
to
Like
function as a
navigation,
reasonable
car
fucking human
repair,
being.
that kind of
Okay?
thing?
You should go.
Champion grunt, boots on the ground.
Richard, you should leave the conversation. You don't want people to answer your questions. That's what you said. You said you don't even want to hear the answers to the questions that you ask.
Sorry,
You
I
should
couldn't
go
hear
away.
that down.
Richard, you should go away, dude. You should go away. If you come in, you ask someone a question, and then you say, no, I don't want to hear the answer. You're not capable of functioning in a fucking healthy social setting. You should leave and probably never come back. It's
But,
pretty straightforward.
Like all those other
Right? You just admitted what a fucking total asshole you are. How you're not looking to actually have a constructive dialogue here. You're just looking to cause problems, Richard. You're being disruptive.
How do I forget like the wording for it.
What is this? Now I'm being muted, okay, because Richard says, hey, I have a question. No, I don't want to hear the answer. He should leave. He should be gone. Is he gone?
Learn it in class, like you learn it in books, whereas like the other stuff, like
Here we got a guy who uses a picture of someone else's face.
stuff, like basically like it's more hands-on learning. Like I feel like I'd excel at that just naturally, like way more.
Why panel, shouldn't you do something about someone who comes in asking questions and then says, no, I don't want to hear the answer? Like, that's just someone who's being a fucking asshole.
Serge, how about you just let other people talk? I mean,
Well,
he
I can let other
was
people
invited.
talk.
He was
Yeah, but-
invited in here. I don't appreciate you telling people to get off and never
Listen,
come back.
Yeah, well, you should get rid of him and tell him not to come back.
And
Because
let other
he's the
people
one who
talk.
doesn't.
Like Bob is
He's the
trying
one
to say
who's asking
something,
questions from
and
me
you
and then
keep
telling me that I
interrupting.
don't listen. He's the one who came here asking.
That's a female.
Let's let Bob finish.
Yesenia, will you listen, please? He's the one who came here.
I've been listening, LaSurge. How about you just stop and listen?
No, how about we both listen? Okay? That's how normal people communicate with one another, where we both listen. Okay, now he's the one who came here. Yesenia, will you please stop muting me?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a smoke, Bob. Hold that thought about you.
Yesenia, will you please stop? Yesenia, will you please stop muting me? Okay, we should be able to listen to one another, right?
You didn't get the point.
Can you listen? Can we listen to one another?
My point across, Surge. My point is you need to let other people talk.
Yes,
that's my point.
Everyone needs to let other people talk. Now, who is it that didn't want to let me speak? It was. Am I right? He says, I want to hear, you know, he said, I want to hear from you, asking me a question.
I'm really trying to like hold my patience
So
here.
you're being a hypocrite, Yesenia. You're being a hypocrite, right?
I want you to let other people talk.
I want you to let other people talk, Yesenia. You invited me up here. Listen, he's the one who's trying to say that I can't talk. Okay, you're the one trying to say that I can't talk.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including myself on the panel, and all I hear is both of y'all bickering at each other.
Yes, let other people because Richard, you know why?
Let other people talk.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Let other people talk.
So all I want to hear is, okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Like me, right? Like me. So when I'm asked a question, okay, I should answer that question, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Am I right?
Bob, what were you saying?
Yesenia, how come you're not answering the question?
I want to hear what Bob was saying.
Yeah, but I asked you a question.
And she doesn't want to fucking answer you, you dumb shit. Pay a fucking attention.
Well, it's because, Richard,
nobody
you know why?
has to answer your fucking questions because you demand them to. So shut the fuck up for once.
Listen, I was the one who was asked the question by Richard.
I was the one who was asked the question. Nobody fucking cares. Figure it out. She just said it's her chat room. She wants to hear Bob. Have a little respect, you fuck.
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
Now, anyway, so she asked me the question.
Richard, man.
All right.
Okay, see, here you go. You're just muting. Okay, you're muting. We got obfuscating people telling me not to speak.
LaSurge, all I'm asking you is to let other people speak.
No,
you listen. I am about to boot your ass.
Listen,
you need to let other people talk.
Listen to me. You should be telling Richard.
You
should be telling Richard that. Right? Because he's the one trying to tell me.
I want to hear what Bob has to say. Okay, let's just hear what Bob has to say.
Talking to Richard.
I want to hear what Bob has to say.
Yesenia, you should be talking to Richard. Okay.
No,
I want to hear.
Me and Richard.
Listen, look. Okay, stop muting.
A little chat. And
see this. You're just killing your fucking stream.
And we're gonna give LaSurge.
Yesenia, you're killing your stream here. Okay, we got Richard here asking questions, then saying no, don't answer. Okay, that's Richard's being a problem. Okay, you should talk to Richard, not me, and say, Richard, acting like that is a problem.
Talk to Richard, so LaSurge, just can you stop?
Okay, you have to maintain control on the fucking panel.
She's trying to maintain control by getting you to stop mentioning the same thing for 20 minutes in a row, Mr. Lyser.
Because you were the issue, Richard.
No, the issue is you are interrupting Bob for the last 10 minutes, in case you missed
Richard, listen, the issue was you asking me a question and then saying no, I don't want to hear the answer.
Is you.
Which is you trying to tell me you're just being an asshole. Okay.
Yeah, we get it. You've said that 20 times, and she's tired of hearing it and wants to hear Bob.
You should be a fucking asshole, right? Okay, can you adjust your fucking behavior, Richard?
You are being an asshole right now.
No,
yes,
dude.
You are.
I'm asking you to not be an asshole.
15 fucking times, and you still don't get it.
Listen. Asking you to not be an asshole isn't me being an asshole. It's you being the asshole and me asking you not to.
Great. Okay, fine. I won't be an asshole. Can you let Bob talk now?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bob has to say. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. This
sort the shit out.
I just want to make one. One simple statement before I get into this military thing. And LaSurge, please don't respond. But it was in response to your question you asked me a long time ago. But you would not let me respond to it, and it was me saying that ISIS is it's it's terrorism and it's Islam, and you said no, you can't associate the two. I choose to
No, I
associate them.
didn't say that. No, I didn't.
Serge, please. Okay, thank you.
I didn't say that you couldn't. In fact, I said the opposite. I said they are related. Okay, but not that.
Okay.
I didn't. I said ISIS isn't a religion. That's what I said.
Well, okay. Now, me personally, whether the whole world and academia, I don't care if that's their definition. I lump them in as a religion because they are the military or the paramilitary wing of that religion. Now, all I was trying to say when you said Islam isn't the only religion in the world that kills. Well, okay, I'll agree on that, but it's been a damn fucking while since a Christian walked into any abortion clinic and fucking shot people up in the name of fucking Jesus. It's been a fucking long.
Actually, not all that long. It's that was happening in Canada.
Oh, you know what? As crazy as it is, I'll take the very small, harrowing numbers of what that is versus fucking Islamic fucking terror. That's all I was trying to fucking respond to that.
Well,
I admit, yes, there isn't one religion in the world. There isn't one religion in the world that commits terror in the name of its religion. But to fucking literally try and compare Buddhism or Christianity, Catholicism in modern times and the disproportionate amount that religion or
dude, I think we all I think we really shouldn't stand for any of it, right?
Exactly. But you best believe I'm gonna call out the fucking elephant in the room. An elephant in the room.
You're saying you take take one over the other. That's just a relative comparison, but ultimately it's like none of it should be going on, right?
I don't give a fuck if it's an ISIS motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if it's a sick in the head fucking Christian. But you best believe.
But you're a Christian yourself, right?
Yes. Okay. Now just let me finish. Okay. Just let me finish. I don't care if it's a fucking Muslim that practices Islam or it's a Christian that practices Christianity that are committing these murders. I will disavow both of them. But to fucking act woefully ignorant and to say I'm not going to focus on the one that is the main perpetrator and is the majority. I
agree.
Mentality of well, it's not just it's not just Islamic people commit acts of terror in the name of religion. Okay, that's true. But
whoa, hold on. Okay, see the thing is I think we're being misled. Religion is unquestionably a factor in Islamic terror, and they keep saying Islamic terror. Okay, but I think it's just a factor. Okay, and like I say, I think it has more. It has to do with politics also, right? And history.
No, listen, Serge, I'm not getting into that whole diatribe of the side reasons and everything because we get into that all day, and you can give me your reasons, I can give you my reasons. I'm just fucking simply saying that I'm not woke.
That's what I want to
when you responded to me with the fact that Islam isn't the only religion in the world that kills that commits violence.
Dude, I didn't say that. You did. I didn't respond to you saying that. That was what you said.
I said that when I said that about ISIS being, like I said, yes, I admit that it's not the perfect definition, but I just consider ISIS a fucking terrorist and organization. I consider them a murderous religion.
Well, they're
I think Bob, a better way to put it is way of life. They use Islam, but they're Islamic jihad and they're kidnapping little girls. That's a way of life.
Islam is the only religion that has killed or commits acts of violence. And I was like, okay, that's very true. And you know what? Maybe there was a Christian guy today that went out and shot somebody, but I'm pretty sure when he fucking shot the guy, he didn't yell. Guess what? Oh, reported in the news, Christian man shoots blah 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 stranger, and he yells 2 words before he shoots himself or blows himself up. What did he yell? Jesus?
Well, the major difference, Bob, is when a Christian kills somebody, the priests and the pastors, they disavow it and say that's really bad behavior. But when you have an Islamic jihad, it is declared by the head priest kind of people. You know what I mean? So it's you're correct to associate religion with ISIS.
Oh yeah,
religion. but it's a way of life that amounts to it. It's kind of the same as calling Taoism a religion.
Well, it's a sect. It's a sect. Like, it's under Islam, but it's not definitive of Islam. It's radical fundamentalist Islam.
Well, isn't fundamentalist? Doesn't fundamentalist mean what the like a fundamentalist Christian or Christians following the Bible? Isn't if you're going to call ISIS fundamentalist Islam?
But it's there's a spectrum. Not everyone is Orthodox. Like, you got Orthodox Christians, you got there's all sorts, right? It's a spectrum.
But the day that the whole Muslim world gets together and they fucking rewrite the fucking Quran and they get rid of all the fucking sex slavery and I forget how to pronounce it properly, but like people that speak out against Muhammad or whatever, it's like they're muttas or fatas or whatever. Like, to kill all fatas or people that speak out against. Like I've always said, dude, the surge. You can sit there, you can fucking see Jesus is fake. I don't care. I'm just simply gonna pray for your lost soul, whether you accept it or not, and I'm gonna move on with my day. Whereas in the majority of these imams and some of these young attackers, they're often inciting violence on people speaking bad about Muhammad or the religion or Allah. Like,
yeah, we know all about Islam and
in their scripture to kill people that speak against their like.
Yeah.
Say earlier is like it's the most vile, murderous religion on the planet. Maybe Catholicism and Christianity were close to it thousands of years ago. Guess what we did? We adopted ourselves for modern society. We redoctrined our scripture, and we've adapted it to modern society. And most people, when they're fucking getting killed by a white dude or a black dude or a Latino dude, whether they're Christian or Catholic, they don't feel like they're being killed by them because that person, their religious beliefs don't align, or for fundamentalist terrorism or for sectarian terrorism. No.
Now, Bob, when you say redoctrine, I would kind of look at it like those Christians doing those things back then were sort of misreading the Bible. I would say what Christianity does today is more of a correct reading than back then. What do you mean? I just wonder what you mean by redoctrine.
Guys, religion.
I was asking Bob.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, yeah, but the two of you, are going on about the Bible, okay, Christianity, Islam, okay. Meanwhile, that's all blanket under religion itself. Right, and more specifically,
could Bob answer my very quick question without you interrupting, please?
Religion. Yeah, but the thing is, we in today's world, we understand now. If
could
you're not,
Bob answer my question?
It's all bullshit. It doesn't make sense, anyways.
Could Bob answer my question, and then you can go ahead?
Well, it's just I just nip things in the bud, man. Like what you're talking about is like fluff shit.
I'm asking Bob if he thinks it's what I'm asking Bob what he meant by redoctrine.
Yeah, but Bob doesn't know how.
It's not. Yeah, but please let him answer the fucking question and stop being an asshole.
Listen, I'm telling you, okay, that
I don't want to hear it from you. You're not the one that said it. I want to hear it from Bob. Bob, what did you mean by redoctrine?
What I meant by redoctrine is it's not exactly written within the scripture, but I noticed the practices and the attitudes held by a lot of Catholics and Christians are starting to become much more liberal and much more, gay friendly, trans friendly, and just things that go against our written word in scripture. So not in the actual book itself, but within the practice of the religion itself, and the acceptance of others. And
okay, thank you. I appreciate.
Like Richard, you're an atheist too, right?
I am.
Yeah. So you know where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying. Here we got Christian squabble. Okay, we got Islamic squabble. Meanwhile, that's under this blanket. Okay, which you and I.
Please don't tell me what I know. Just state your position.
So you don't know. So you don't know that then.
Please don't tell me what I know. I will tell you what I know.
You're being argumentative. I'm
asking you to please not tell me what I know.
I am presuming that I can take for granted that you do know that Christianity and Islam are religions.
You can
right?
presume anything you like. Please don't tell me what I know.
Well, do you know that or not?
Yes, I agree that they're both
so I was
religions.
right. So you're just being argumentative.
No, I'm
Again,
asking you.
yes.
I'm
Well, the
asking
answer is
you
yes,
to
Richard.
please
The
not
answer is
tell
yes.
me
Again,
what I know.
What you know, which when I'm telling you that you do know things that you do know, so you're just being argumentative again.
Please
And you just
don't do that if you don't mind.
So there you go. That's the answer again. Is Richard is being argumentative again? And he's being
You're being
You're
argumentative.
just being fucking combative, contrarian. Okay, you have a fucking habit of doing
Please
this.
just don't tell other
Everywhere you
people
go.
what they know.
Richard, you have listen. I can tell people what they know when they show that they've known it. When they show that they know it, okay, then it's fair to do that. Okay, your argument makes no sense except for in any other way that you are once again
it was a
being a
request.
contrarian fucking asshole. You're just being
Please
combative.
don't tell me
again.
what I know.
Again, which again, like I say, is why Yesenia should probably remove you from the panel.
Are we going to go on for 10 minutes, 15 minutes with this now, or what?
As a matter of
you just did it again. Okay, and I just called you out again.
Right,
you're just
now
being
let's
an
move on.
asshole.
Right, you called me out, you called me an asshole. Let's move on, Bob.
As a matter of fact, LeSurge, I'm going to make a request for Yesenia to let me and Richard know some just of our own, because I feel like me and him have a good dialogue. Almost like LeSurge, me and you, I felt like we hit it off right away, because even though we didn't agree on a lot of things, there was still always a common respect, and you didn't talk over me. There was calling in the beginning.
Respect with you calling me names and shit.
You're
Are you
talking
kidding
over him again, LeSurge.
Yeah, because he says a common respect when it wasn't common at all. He wasn't giving me the same
we
respect
all
I was
know
giving
you
him.
talk over people and you have no respect. We know that.
No, that's not it. I do
No,
have
that's not it.
Listen, see, here's Richard being.
Hey, listen, here, it's Richard. 20 minutes of Richard.
Disruptive. Okay, where he has to jump in to argue whether or not this fucking kid calling me names all the time and me not calling him names is.
I never argued that at all. You're making shit up.
Yes, it is. Yes, you did argue that. You just lie. You just
never argued that this guy didn't call you names. You're lying.
You're contrarian.
You're lying.
You bring down the fucking conversation. Okay, by being a fucking
asshole. No, dude,
asshole.
I came in here because you were being an asshole to this kid, and you were bringing down the whole chat room.
This is exactly why I had to remove you from Gorans. Okay, because you do this all the time.
Whatever, dude. I don't care. I'd like to have a conversation with Bob, if that's okay.
Yeah, I did remove you. Yeah.
Could I have a conversation with Bob? Would that be all right?
How about we all have a conversation where we're all respectful towards one another?
If you cannot overtalk people like me and Bob, I'm sure that would be possible. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, sometimes it's warranted.
No, it's not. Rudeness and overtalking is never warranted. You always think it is, but it's not. That's what derails everything. Is you saying it's okay for Lysurge to do it, but nobody else.
No, that's not what I say.
No. Yes, dude, I'm telling you.
According to you, me, but nobody else, because you're projecting that on me, and this isn't you being a contrarian fucking asshole yet again.
We have a conversation with Bob.
As you do so many times, you prove that you're a fucking asshole and you shouldn't be welcome on the panel.
We got it. Bob, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I was just going to say to LeSurge that, LeSurge, if you don't enjoy the dialogue that we have, I mean, for tonight, we'll finish it out. We will have, to the best of all of our abilities, I think we should all try to have a productive conversation.
Yeah.
But in the future, if you don't want to be on panels with me and Richard, then don't come in, because like I said, I did invite you. This whole Google Hangout wouldn't have happened unless when I invited you to come debate on what
you request. It was your request. Exactly. You asked me to come here, okay, and then you start calling names and all this and that. Okay, and then you try and say that, it's like common respect, which you were not giving to me. And that's what I said. So, and yeah, if, it's a panel, right? We should be like, collaborative, right? That's the good thing, where it's an open discussion. Sometimes people, have good things to contribute, okay, better than others. People can jump in, jump up, make it good. Make it good.
We have a conversation about something other than how to run a chat room, Bob. What would you like to talk about?
No, but all I just wanted to say to Serge is in the sense of
There he goes again, Richard again. You know, trying to be a fucking asshole again.
okay, Serge, okay. I'm just saying in moving forward in the future, if I then want to, I guess, debate you, maybe I could even then just invite you for an individual 1v1 call because it seems like you just don't really, in the sense, want other people joining in and
No,
like a third
no.
or
It shouldn't seem like that. I'm fine with that.
no. Like what I'm saying is like for me when this whole thing came out of like Richard coming in and you saying like, oh, why are you in it? Just anyway, all I'm saying is next time if I say, hey, would you like to debate? Maybe I'll just take you for a one-on-one
Look,
individually.
Richard, you know, dude, sorry. Richard has a long history of this type of behavior. Very long established history, right?
Albeit whether
And
he
sniping and
has,
a whole bunch of other shit. Okay, Richard has a very bad reputation.
but that's Richard. I'm talking about just me and you, bro. I'm saying honestly, next time maybe I'll just invite you to an individual call, start it myself, and invite you because
Yeah, but
I wanted
that's
to
not
debate.
what. Yeah, but that's not what happened here, right? You know, I got word from Yesenia that you wanted to talk with me, right? So that's what this stream was started for, was for you and I to, you know, debate or what, which I said, well, you know, we can, you know, have a conversation. You know, I don't want things to be, you know, so combative and confrontational. Like I say, you know, it's best when it's collaborative.
Yeah, that is kind of rich coming from you, Serge. But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. When I am told that you are in support of Antifa, when I'm reading comments like you're saying people deserve to die for 9/11 or America deserve 9/11,
Yeah, which,
yeah,
like I say, this
I can't
Antifa,
all the
dude, I've
hatred that
said a number of times, I'd never even heard of Antifa. Never heard of them until like a
like
month ago. I don't know anything about it. I'm not affiliated with Antifa in any way, shape, or form.
I need to go back and look through these chats because apparently you were giving your
Look,
support of.
this is what people say, right? It's like, you know, suddenly anyone who isn't a Trump supporter is Antifa or something. Like, you know, I'm not a Trump supporter. You know, I don't even support. I don't even support our. You know, like, you know, to some measures, right? It depends. You know, because, you know, everyone's individual. Like, you know, our prime minister in Canada. Okay, he's done a few things which are, you know, I disagree with. You know, like what's in the news right now here in Canada is, you know, of course, you know, his tweet. Okay, you know, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, you know, he tweeted that, you know, immigrants are welcome or what. Okay, now, you know, that was a mistake. He made a mistake. Okay, because we've got an agreement with the United States so that, you know, it's just misleading because any of these immigrants who come up here, okay, they landed in the United States first, so they have to seek political asylum in the United States, and they're wasting their time coming here. We got this flood of immigrants coming up, and we just got to ship them right back, right? Which, you know, he messed up. He messed up there. Okay, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree when, you know, when they make mistakes. You know, and with Trump, like,
What is Antifa exactly? I'm not really sure about. Can you explain it in a couple sentences, or is it more?
What you said in the chat that he's supporting Antifa, and I see
No,
a
but
lot of
what is? I don't really even know what I've heard of them. I know they had a demonstration. What is it exactly, Bob?
anti-fascist or anti-fascista. They oppose fascism,
I see. Okay.
and they usually, you know, where they usually oppose fascism on the college campuses where their parents paid for them to go to school.
I see.
So I don't take them too fucking serious. They're a bunch of burnouts and like loosely associated like feminism, Black Lives Matter, white guilt, like all those types of like groups.
The stock market thing, whatever they call that, anti-Wall Street type
George
stuff.
Soros, anti-Wall. It's so funny. They're anti-Wall Street, but a lot of those groups are funded by one of the biggest like bankers in the world. So
Yeah, they've kind of. I don't think anybody's really heard about them until lately. This Charleston thing, or not. I mean, obviously some people have.
oh yeah, no. Here's the funny thing, but they don't realize they constantly make fun of soldiers or anybody in the military, and somebody wrote a
Really?
really funny about them, which was like they were saying, "Oh, we're mindless zombies," and it's like, yeah, we're mindless zombies, okay, whatever.
So
But at least these mindless zombies, on return from service, they have a lot of people that support them, which stand by them, both family and in the community. How many people, if you came out and you're an Antifa member, do you really think that many members of your family or your community would support you, especially if they knew you were running around with bandanas on your face, breaking windows, burning up communities, all over, all over equal pay for women, all over Black Lives Matter, hands up. It's it's
So basically, they're calling themselves anti-fascists, where they basically act like fascists if you don't agree with their liberalism.
exactly. And you know what it is too? It's a bunch of kids that they were like fucking burnouts in high school, or like they thought everything was all set for them, and then when it didn't go their way, or they didn't, get the next fucking step in life, they just needed something to fucking rebel against,
An
and instead of
excuse
being
to
like,
go break and smash shit. I get it.
yeah, and take fucking angst, and it's like, oh fucking, mom and dad have been paying my bills ever since I
Oh,
left
for
home.
fuck's sakes, you fucking muted me again. Look, okay, this is not good. Okay, I got the stream owner, okay, muting me all over the fucking place here.
Oh, you were
Maybe you should.
that's it. That's it. That's all I did. You were echoing and you weren't saying nothing. So chill out.
What the fuck?
Well, I am gonna say this,
Yeah, but
sir.
you don't even say. You just fucking mute me. Like what for? What the fuck for?
Even if that's so,
Look, I'm asking, why am I being muted?
You need to really talk about it for 10 fucking minutes. Just don't worry about it.
Oh, it's it's rude. It's fucking rude. Why am I muted? I was trying to talk to Bob and I couldn't even fucking speak because someone muted me.
Nice. You weren't saying
Okay,
anything. Chill out.
What?
You're echoing. Chill out.
Well, if I'm echoing, you should tell me that I have an echo so I can fix the fucking echo, right?
Okay.
You weren't saying shit. Chill out.
Jeez, yeah.
Well, I was saying shit, okay? You're
No, you
wrong.
weren't.
You would have known that if you didn't mute me.
Richard and Bob
Listen.
were having a conversation, LaSurge. I'm right here listening. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you chill the fuck out. You're the one who fucking muted
You know
me.
what? I'm really close to fucking beating you. You really need to shut
You know
up.
what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Can I boot him, Yusina?
Go ahead.
A female you're talking to, like fucking, Jesus, fucking raised by wolves, man.
Yeah, it's just incredible that most people get in these little arguments and they last like 10 seconds. He will take 20 minutes over something like being muted and take up the entire airtime for 15 minutes about who's an asshole and why. It's like, what in the fuck?
I know. I'll just like try and find his Facebook and like send him a bunch of fucking nude photos of my asshole.
You ever see the picture that somebody, I think Dave Simpson made it, that some gay dude like blowing cum and it's all over Lyserge's face? It's funny as fuck, man.
Hey, wait, are you in the chat right now? If you're in the chat, I gotta drop some of my LaSurge memes. They're A1. They are just amazing.
It's just I guess the reason I came in here, dude, is I felt like here we have this adult who's essentially bullying, a high school kid. And that's why I came in. I couldn't sit back and listen to him abuse you like that. It really bothered me.
Oh, thanks, man. No, like I'm a few years out of high school myself. I'm 25 now, but like, yeah, I'm still a young male, young adult.
But yeah, it's just incredible to listen to this guy who will name call and all that kind of thing. And when somebody says something to him, it's like he complains about things pretending he's never done the same thing for the last 10 minutes himself. It's just if you weren't sitting here listening to it, you wouldn't even believe somebody telling you there's a person like that consistently all the time in virtually every chat he goes to. It's just unbelievable.
No, that's right along the lines. Like I've always said to LaSurge, too. I want to move on from him because I will get back to the military thing. But Yeah, when I first ever started like debating or engaging in dialogue with him, very much so difference of opinions a lot of times, but it was always respectful upon difference of opinions. And then I started noticing more and more gradually him just slipping in. Well, to be honest, the very first time I ever met him, he called me he called me a name right off the bat, and then but yeah, let's search it. And then more and more within our dialogues, I noticed him slip in words here and there, offhanded comments, and it was just building towards what he really wanted to say. And then um, that was kind of a building base for I always told him, well, even at the start of our interactions, I don't always feel like when I talk to people that if I care about something, I won't give them an honest answer. I won't even be passionate about it. So sometimes I'd just rather not talk about something. Or sometimes it's actually to the opposite where I'm so passionate about something, I'd rather just keep my words and thoughts to myself because I know it's just I'm going to be one side of the debate or conversation and I really don't want to see the other side because that's how passionate I am about it. And
Right.
he brought up something about within the Canadian government where a we were paying he was child terrorist and like the government was paying him out and the surge was like, oh, let's talk about it. I'm like, you know what, the surge, I was like, I don't want to fucking talk about it, just fucking let's move on to the next thing. And the surge's like, no, listen. And I was like, no, dude, like I really don't want to talk about it, like it's not something I want to even like fucking bring up, and like, can we just move on? And normally with every other thing, even when we disagreed, it'd be like, oh, okay, just drop it. Okay, what do you think about this or that? And then he just kept pushing it. So I was like, shut the fuck up, you fucking pussy, fucking ISIS loving cocksucker. Like I started getting so rude and like, because I really didn't want to talk about it because that subject really pissed me off. And then ever since then,
Well, that's why he has to push it. He likes to find things that are going to make people upset, and then make them upset. I mean that's his whole goal with arguing with you or me or anyone else is he doesn't really care about his position about saying that people deserve to die in 911. He uses it as a springboard to create an argument. That's all.
oh, yeah, that's understandable too. I mean, like, I know, like, dude, like, he could say I fucking rape homeless men and give them like burgers. Like, I don't care. Like, you can say whatever you want about me. Like, if it's not factual, it's never been sweat off of my back. I've adopted that strategy now as a young adult, and it's like that guy is like he reminds me sometimes of just like a kid in high school that like is pissed off that you got a good joke in on him or you made a better point than him. It's like, but or oh, it's like, dude, just sometimes just fucking take it. Just fucking hold your two balls in your fucking hand, squeeze your fucking nuts. Remember that you're a fucking man and move on.
Yeah, yesterday or day before yesterday, maybe we were talking about the Civil War in America, and he claimed that not one single black person fought for the South. So then we posted websites. The numbers range from maybe 15,000 to 30,000 blacks fighting from the side of the South. And then he completely changes his opinion from not a single one to, oh, well, 15,000 isn't very many, and that's what I said. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why can't you just admit you were wrong? Why is that so hard?
Well, because he's over in a liberal utopia, man. Like, and it's funny because often up here in Canada, I'm sure we have the provinces as opposed to you guys having the states down there. Um, he would just make references of like, oh, the province you live in, which is like someone saying to you, oh, the state you live in is mostly democratic, so or liberal. And he would say, oh, the province you live in is mostly liberal. And I go, well, I don't give a fuck about the rest of the province because the rest of the province doesn't fucking represent me. I mean, I've grown up here, lived here, doesn't fucking really. I'm still gonna make my decisions on who I am and my conservative values at the end of the day, no matter how many fucking liberals are around me.
Right.
I'm,
Well, see, but
can
in his world, there's really in his world he doesn't really realize it, but in his world, the individual decision making process goes away because he wants government telling everybody every decision they should make, what's right and wrong, what's good and bad, what they can and can't do, that, you know, if burning garbage in your bin is bad for the environment, you can't make that decision yourself. The government gets to make it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter to him about individual decisions. He thinks all decisions should be made by this magical utopian government that never gets anything wrong.
Well, that's funny too. You mentioned that because a lot of times, like he'll be like, "Oh, he'll go like, oh, so you would think it's right to do this?" And I'll go, "Yeah." And he'll be like, "Do you know how many other people would think that's irrational or idiotic?" And I go, "Well, then that's everybody else. Like, you asked me about my fucking thought or opinion. I'm gonna give you mine. I don't fucking think for 20 other people or 5,000 other people. I don't think for groups of other people, majorities or minorities. Like
right, but he doesn't. He in his world, if it's irrational and wrong, someone else gets to decide that, and everybody else has to follow whether they agree or not.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, if gasoline burning cars aren't as good for the environment as electric cars, then nobody can drive a gasoline burning car whether they want to or not in his world, you know, in his mindset. You know, if you're not going along with the government version of perfection, then you shouldn't be able to do it. You shouldn't be able to think it. Talking about it is wrong. All that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, you get in with some of these liberals sometimes, and like I always said, it's just like, dude, I'll listen to you. I'll hear your point out. I'm not always gonna understand it or agree with it, but I'll hear it. And then on the flip side, it's never that courtesy returned by him. So I mean, I admit a while back when that whole thing about the terrorist came up, I got very immature, and that's where it really delved into like to me, it was like once I got rude back to him for one time that was very apparent and he could point to directly as evidence. Ever since then, our dialogues have become much more, like to the point of what you said. Like a lot of the time now, he just talks over me, and I just go, okay, okay, okay. So it was kind of.
Well, you notice when I came in the room, I didn't even try to be polite because I know his game already. There's no point in even trying to be polite, because what happens is he takes advantage of that. As you're polite and wait for him to talk, he'll cut you off just a little bit. Then he'll cut you off a little more. Then he'll cut you off a little more. Then he completely takes over until you are going to get angry and say something. I don't play that game. I just don't let it even start from the beginning anymore.
Oh, exactly. And the funniest thing that you just said that is like he would just take over and go on. Is one of his complaints towards me is that I go on these spieels, or as he's called it, diatribes that don't lead to anything. Well, that's the thing, sir. Cut me off before I can even get to the point that I'm trying to connect. I do admit within when I'm making a major point or a definitive point, sometimes I will add side points or opinions that have led me to this definitive thought or conclusion, and it would just be like I'd be trying to add something in, like a little side note of something, whether it was an anecdotal evidence or whether it was statistical evidence, like something that I didn't witness in my life but I read somewhere. Like I try and add it into my overall or my conclusion. It's like, oh, you're bringing up something that has nothing to do with the point. It's like, well, okay, yes, not right now, but if you allow me to use the context of why I brought it up, I can tie it into my main point. So it's just eventually I just fucking started just being like, whatever, man. Like, sure. And that's why it was really funny.
There's no reason that you or anyone else like needs to defend their position. The easy evidence to look for is can that person, whether it's you, me, or anyone else, can they have a normal conversation with everybody on the internet except Lysurge? If the same problem occurs, if I was yelling and over talking you and it was a big clusterfuck like it was with Lysurge, then I might have to look at myself and say, well, maybe it's a problem I have. But what you'll find is the only person that creates a clusterfuck is Lysurge, and he wants to blame that on everybody else. But the moment he leaves, the chat room turns normal again. So whose fault is it really,
Hey, Yesenia, I think you finally able to lay your finger off the mute button, all right? Like fuck. But I mean,
Yeah.
to get back to what we were talking about much earlier, um, in in terms of the military, um, I am very interested, or I am very passionate about one day going into the Navy.
All right, good. What kind of work? I'm ex-Navy myself. What kind of work do you want to do?
Now, that's the one thing that does suck is because I like I know the Navy is like they're like ordnance. I know they do
They have
like they do.
everything, dude. Any job you can imagine, you can learn. What kind of work do you want to learn?
Well, to be honest, what type of work do I want to learn? I just want to learn. I'd probably want to learn a bit of mechanics for when I'm out of the service, but like while I'm in the service, I do want to just more so learn boots on the ground, like survival skills, skills to be an asset for you know killing terrorists and killing bad guys. Like I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat it. Like killing fucking people that need to be killed to make this world a better place.
Well, that's not really the Navy's job so much, unless you become a specialist. That's more the Army and Marine Corps' job. So I don't know.
That was the one thing that I should follow up with. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't really get to get into it because research. But the U.S. Navy SEALs. Now, is that a Navy specific branch?
Yes.
Okay, it is. But now, when you apply for the Navy, do you apply for just basic training through the Navy, or do you apply for the SEALs program itself?
The SEALs program is open to anybody that wants to go. What happens in boot camp is they spend a couple hours showing, or anybody that wants to. You're not required to go. You can go see a movie, and they show you like the nastiest shit that might happen in Navy SEAL training, and then you spend the night getting qualified, which is really easy. If you do any kind of sports, you'll qualify. But anybody who wants to can go and try to be a SEAL. So it's you don't sign up to be a SEAL.
Yeah.
All you have to do is say, okay, I want to go try out. But naturally, there's only so many classes and so many people, so you might not get to go right away. And if you're like a fuck up and some douchebag, they might not let you go. But it's easier than you think. It's really easy to try to be a SEAL. It's really hard to be a SEAL. But there's another thing you might want to try that I think is even cooler, and that's the Swift Attack Boat Special Operations Unit. And what they do is they're the ones that bring the SEALs in on these really fast, super high-tech boats. They can hook them to helicopters and drop the Swift Attack Boat into rivers, and it's a really cool fucking job. And it's also fighting terrorists, but it's not quite as hard to graduate from as the SEALs.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine it would probably have some of the basic principle of the SEALs, but not as intensive or you know.
Well, I guess what I'd say is that the sort of I don't know, mealy mouth nonsense that they're gonna put you through with the SEAL, like they'll make you clean your room, and if there's one grain of sand, you're gonna get in trouble, and the shit like that you're not gonna find so much in the it's called SWIC. But I'll tell you something else. The best rate in the entire service is called a special reconnaissance, or the initials are SARC, Special Airborne Reconnaissance Corpsman, and that's a Navy branch. And it's a special operations. It's the highest rated special operations thing you can do, and you end up being special forces in the Army and the Navy when you graduate. And the only thing you would have to do to be a full-fledged physician when you got done is go to medical school residency. So you could sign up for the military for 6 years, and you would end up being almost a doctor, and it's the most respected position there is. They get assigned to SEAL teams, Ranger teams, things like that. It's basically the SEAL doctor, but you're not actually a SEAL. You're sort of better than a SEAL, you know?
It's like the equivalency to like the Army combat medics. Like,
well, you actually have to graduate from Army Combat Medic School before you graduate from the Navy Combat Medic School.
Oh, so you have to like go and do like one. You have to do like one, course to even qualify for the secondary.
Right, you're right. The Navy school is last, but you get sent to all these cool schools. You go to like the military underwater knife fighting school. You go to Ranger paratrooper school. You go to, you know, you have to spend time in the Army, Army combat medic school, and it's like it's over 2 years of all these different schools. You go to the Marines, you go to the Army, you go to the Navy. You know, by the time you're done school, you probably don't even remember which branch you're in. And then when you get out, like I said, you're basically a full-fledged physician, except to get a doctor's license in the civilian world, you need to do 2 years of residency at a hospital. But it's fucking the medical side of it is fucking badass, dude. They got all kinds of high technology, you know, ways to save people, and it's just fucking insane, dude. It really is.
That's an overlooked part of the military, is that people don't realize these doctors or these combat medics, like, you know, if a guy goes down, like, you know, and you're fucking in the middle of fucking somewhere in
I guess what I'm getting at is if you combine your wanting to kill terrorists and having a job, what better job is there than saving your Navy SEAL buddies and getting out as a doctor? You know what I mean? You kind of combine all those things at once, and your 6-year commitment, you know, dollars for commitment, you get out with a pretty high paying skill.
That's actually very true. That's actually very true. I'm not gonna lie, there is still just a part of me that just wants like to see combat.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd be a whole lot more likely to see combat by joining the Army, whether you made it to be a Ranger or how high up the Army Special Forces you could be wouldn't matter. You'd still probably see combat. But if you join the Navy and tried to be a Navy SEAL, the washout rate is really, really high, and you might never see combat.
No, and I get what you're saying too, in the sense that it's like the bar is set so high, and understandably so, because of their usage and their expertise, that yes, if you make it to the top, you will see combat, but to get there and see the combat is much harder than, you know, just going in for enrollment.
And it's not, you know, the thing is all you really need is the I'm not going to give up attitude. You know, I put it to you this way. You ever wrestle with your friends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You ever get put in a scissors lock to where you can't breathe?
Right.
Okay. If you're the kind of guy that's willing to stay in that scissors lock until you pass out instead of say you give up, you will probably graduate from the Navy SEALs. If you're gonna force that guy to actually knock you out instead of give up, that's the kind of attitude you need. Now, I'm not saying that you had to have done that already. What I'm saying is if you can have the mindset to do that, then you can graduate. But if you have any inclination at all of giving up, they make it so easy. You know, every single day is going to be a new opportunity to say, I give up, whether it's swimming through super cold water, whether it's swimming too long, whether it's swimming up a river where it seems like you're getting nowhere and you have to go a whole mile. You know, every single day is another opportunity to where you just say, okay, I give up. I'm not going to let you squeeze me out in the scissors hole. You know?
No, that's understandable. That's understandable. That's a good way to present it to me. It's a good way to present it to me. It's in layman's terms. Like I mean, sometimes it's much easier for me to understand. It's just like, hey, yeah, it's like, hey, would you would you tap out back in the day, or do you feel you have that
Now,
mentality?
here's another real world SEAL test example. You know, can you swim underwater until either you're going to hit the end or you pass out underwater? Are you the kind of guy that's going to give up and stick your head above the water, or are you the kind of guy who is really just going to swim to the end, even though you really want to stick your head out of the water? You're not even sure if you're going to make it. You think, I'm probably going to pass out. But are you the guy that's going to say, fuck it, I'm going to swim until I either pass out and they fish me out of the water, or am I not? You know, that's an actual thing. And there have been people who have got to the very end, touched the pool, passed out, and they had to fish them out, but they passed because they didn't stick their head above the water and they touched the end. The fact they passed out doesn't really even matter. They didn't give up. That's what they care about.
Hey, fucking A. Well, Grandpappy was a sailor for a reason, and he had fucking anchors on both of his fucking arms, which in the Navy is a tattoo for once you go in, you're going down. So
I was a sea air rescue swimmer in the Navy, and I went to some of that type of school, but nothing like the SEALs. Our kind of main event was they sent you down this super long, super steep incline, and you smashed into the water really hard and flipped upside down, and it really fucking disorients you. It knocks the shit out of your brain. You have no idea where you are, and you're locked in one of 8 different kinds of seat restraints, and you have to get out before you pass out or you fail.
no, that's understandable. Because
That's way harder than it looks, dude. Everybody's like, "Oh, that looks easy." But when everybody gets out, their eyes are really wide open. Like, man, that was way harder than I thought.
Yeah, well, it's like why give you the fucking easy test when I can give you the hard test? Like, most people probably pass the easy test, so let's start giving everybody the hard test. Like, that's another thing too I hate about like the whole thing with the whole trans ban and everything. Everybody getting on about the military and everything, where it's like, oh, they banned trans. It's like, oh, well, guess what? The army or like most branches and everything, they'll ban you if you're not a certain height. If they don't deem you mentally fit, like I just love how people are bleeding hearts. It's like, oh, how could you disqualify these people for military service? Like, you know how many other people that they get disqualified every fucking day?
Well, I'll tell you something. If it wasn't for the social justice warriors demanding that transsexuals have their own this and their own that, it probably would have never been an issue. Because if transsexuals would just use the men's bathroom, the women's bathroom, whatever it is, then it wouldn't cost more money and it wouldn't be a problem. But in order to set up the military so the transsexual gets its own bathroom, its own shower, its own this, that, and the other thing, it's cost prohibitive and it's just not worth it.
Exactly, and you know what? That's so true. Also, like Trump just said, like, yo, like it's not fair that like even though it's a minority, just the cost,
That's right.
it outweighs any average male or female that goes in, meets all these requirements: height, physicality, mental health, and stuff like that. And the cost that they cost us, it's not the same amount. It's disproportionate what transgenders cost us.
Yeah, check out the SARC, SARC Pro. You can Wikipedia it, and it'll tell you about all the schools they go to and what they do. It's, and the reason I promote that to anybody talking about joining the Navy is if I had to do it all over again, that's what I would do.
SARC, okay.
Special Airborne Reconnaissance Corpsman. If you walk through any branch of the service wearing that patch on your jacket, the hair on the back of everybody's neck is going to stand up you have, you know, generals saluting you first. You know what I mean? It's really that important.
Well, that does sound interesting. I mean, that's definitely something he said. I'd want to wake up.
And after that, you know, that's kind of the beginning. After that, you have to specialize. So you could specialize to be the sniper, or specialize to be, you know, the radio man, or whatever else. But you know, the cool, you know, everybody wants to be a sniper, right? But if you were you know, if you were a SARC corpsman, you could also be the sniper.
Oh, within the individual, the like you said, they. Oh, no.
In addition, like if you join a SEAL team, it's not good enough just to be the doctor. You're going to have to be something in the SEAL team, and your doctor stuff is a little bit secondary.
Yeah, so okay, I just wanted to clear that up. So the SARCs, they can work in conjunction with the Navy SEAL teams.
Yes, they are assigned. Absolutely, every SEAL team is going to have an SRC guy who is also, he is the doctor, but he also has to perform a SEAL function. That could be sniper, that could be, you know, the guy that goes in the door first, second, third, whatever. But he's not just sitting on his ass doing nothing, waiting for somebody to get hurt, right?
Exactly, because in the unfortunate event, if someone were to go down, then you have to assume that role,
right,
within your role as combat medic as well.
Right.
For the unit. Okay, well that does make sense. So yeah, it's essentially like, hey, you know, you are around as a last resort for any of us if we're grievously wounded or.
Yeah, and it's not just SEALs. You could end up in a Ranger team. You could actually end up, I believe, I'm not 100% sure of this, but I believe you could also end up in the, you know, the very best kind of team we have, which is the CIA Special Operations Team. I think they also use a SARC member.
Well, and the one thing being, like, kind of like to your point of like, oh, you can go around different branches. I'm guessing there, you know, the military is like, you know, it is sort of like a business or a large company with, you know, hundreds of thousands or sorry, millions of employees. It's to the point where it's like, hey, if there's an open position and you fit that position, you're going.
Right. And you know, the Marines, they don't even have doctors, right? They're all Navy doctors in the Marines.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a Marine Corps doctor.
It's a Marine Corps. So you'd go to your Navy, and you get your medic training through the Navy, and then you would be assigned to like a Marine unit.
You'd be assigned to what?
Then you'd be assigned to like a Marine, like a, whether it's a large platoon, like combat unit, or so forth.
Yeah, like on a Marine Corps base at the hospital, those are all Navy people.
Oh, okay. So, like, if someone, that's funny, like, someone's like, oh, I want to be like a doctor or an army doctor or a Marine doctor, and it's like, oh, well.
Right. Yeah, there's no such thing.
Yeah, it's like they go to the recruitment office, I want to be a Marine doctor. You can't be a Marine doctor, little Timmy. What? But you can be a Navy doctor. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny. But, I mean, it's something that, like I was mentioning it earlier to the surgeon. The surgeon's like trying to make a joke of it. It's like honestly, man, like it's always been a passion since I was a young little kid. It was either the military or you know, boxing. Like those were the two things that men in my family did. That like they weren't they weren't as I always viewed them like jobs. Like they were like careers that men would have. Like whether you know boxing in itself is a sport or entertainment, and you know the Navy is, you know, combat and military. It's just they were like, fuck. Like if I could be fucking grow into a fucking just a responsible, level-headed young man, fucking the military. Just as I grew older and I grew older, seemed more of a reality than the dream of like being a boxer and stuff like that. Because the more settling reality is set in, and like I was mentioning to a surgeon earlier, and he was trying to make the joke. It's like, dude, I don't have enough time, albeit what I did about 2 years ago.
That's one of the reasons I came in, is when he said, when he started slamming, say, well, I don't believe you're going to join the military. It's like, who in the fuck is this guy? He's saying some shit like that to anybody. He's a fucking loser on disability. He's never done anything for anybody. Spent the last 5 years of his life arguing with everybody on the internet. Who the fuck is he to tell you you're not going to join the military?
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. But is he really on disability?
Well, what the fuck else is he doing? He doesn't work. He doesn't work for fucking 3 years running every single day on the internet. I mean, how else is he supporting himself? He's obviously socially dysfunctional. How's he going to have a job? How is he going to be able to get along with people in the workplace? I mean, of course he's on disability.
Okay, I feel you on that, but that's just next time if he ever comes back and learns how to associate properly. If he ever gets a little if he gets a little swelled head again and starts going off, I'll be like, man, be quiet. I pay your fucking rent. Shut up. My tax paying dollars, paying your fucking rent, and your coffee, and your cigarettes or whatever your vices are. But yeah, no, like to your point of that, like yeah, where it's like, who are you to say? It's like, okay, I am of that mindset, but I just let him go off and say what he's gonna say, as long as I always don't deem it too disrespectful. And at that point, I'll usually just leave the chat. So when he says to me, have you looked into it? It's like at this point in my life, it's always been like a lifelong, like I said, like passion of something that I wanted to do is like growing up, seeing the men in my life, in my family, do one of those two things. And okay, that they're both dreams, but then the dreams started to become just a dream. One became the reality. And so when I looked into it 2 years ago, I was more along joining the Canadian military, and it's more within the last about, I'd say the last 6 months since the new year is when I really became more interested in, when I learned that you guys in any branch of the U.S. military, Air Force, Army, Navy, what you guys do is you offer naturalized U.S. citizenship upon.
Yeah, when I was in, we had we had a Dominican Republican, a Cuban guy. That's why they were in for that same thing.
That's how you get yours. And I forget the exact military term, but it's when your service ends. You're like upon
discharge.
Yes, upon your discharge and the end of your tour, you are granted U.S. citizenship, and that was the thing. It's like, you know what? I've always been passionate about the military, and I have my friends and my family here in Canada, which North America, even though a lot of Canadians here want to disassociate us with America, if it wasn't for America, we would have been fucking already ran over, because Canada is a cut country. We really are.
I will tell you too, if you want to be, if you want to learn mechanics, there's a rate in the Navy that's a small engine mechanic, and they'll send you to school. You learn how to fix, engines and stuff. And that job on a Navy ship is cake, dude. Because there's virtually no small engines that need repair, So those guys, they're responsible. Like, the Navy ships have like great big engines to run the ship, right? They also have smaller emergency engines in case, the big engine craps out and it's a generator, right? That kind of thing. But they never use it, so it never needs to be repaired, So those guys, they're really qualified. They know what they're doing, but they spend a lot of time like just not doing much, changing the oil and just doing nonsense stuff. It's a really good, easy kind of job where you really do learn mechanics, but there's not much to fix. Other jobs like the boiler room jobs and shit like that, man. Them people are sweating their ass off, dirty as fuck, working their ass off all day.
And I just come in like, hey, you guys need the oil change?
Yeah, those, it's just completely different jobs, dude. The small engine repair guys are like perfectly clean and their uniforms look nice. The other dudes, they're all greasy and just nasty looking. It's fucked up.
Oh yeah, Beauty and the Beast. But I mean, in that sense, like I was mentioning earlier, like I'm more of I forget like the exact like academia phrase for it, but it's like some people learn better like I think it's like orally like or no like they learn better through like reading and um like the sharing of like thought and idea like that's how they learn like reading and theorizing with the teacher and other classmates. But like me, I've always just learned better when it's one on one or like not so much even one on one, but when it's like a group and I could just I like it's hands on demonstration. Like I'm not a oh that's what it is. I don't thrive with theory learning, but I thrive with just visual.
Well, one of the tests that you have to take to go in, that's part of what the test tries to determine is which jobs you're going to be successful at and which you're not going to be successful at. It doesn't necessarily bar you from getting a job that you're not going to be successful at, but they sort of encourage you not to even try. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to go into a field where we feel your your skills are going to be most viable and valuable to both us and yourself, upon, your time in and both your time out, once you're
Well, they want to make sure you're successful because a lot of the jobs that you can sign up for, are a couple years of school, and they don't want to sign you up just to have you drop out of school.
yeah.
When they could have sent you to a different school, you'd have been successful in. I mean, they don't want dropouts from school, so they're pretty careful to put you in a place they think you'll succeed in.
Well, yeah, so like I even said like I sort of feel like I'd have more of an aptitude personally now whether they picked it up on it and they moved me accordingly, but I would just go in and just be honest, be like I'm
But
just
you honestly, you don't learn anything until you actually do start doing stuff hands on. They all the Navy schools they teach you a lot of stuff and all. But when you actually get to an aircraft carrier and have to start fixing it, it's way different than it was in school. You know what I mean?
yeah, and as much as you can learn in theory. That is like there it's just I find like most like kids that excel at that, I'm just not them because there are like they're like I get what you're saying. Most people are more hands on. They're more like me, but there are still a lot of people where they can just read a book and
Right.
know how to build an engine just because they're that good at memorizing words and information and processing and storing of information and data.
Yeah, they may see the picture of what the book is saying better than you and I. I'm the same way. I'm not such a bookworm myself.
Exactly, and that's where I feel like in within military like whatever branch, like if it was more like something where I had to be in like what you said, like schooling for 2 years, like I feel like I'd excel training 6 months and like within that time, like be as full as I could ever be outside of any, special forces training or anything else that, whether it's civilian or within the military, just little skills to learn within combat or, if
There's
I
there's more book learning than you think to things like SEALs and Rangers. There's a lot of math and science involved in figuring out things like how long can you swim underwater before you get the bends, or what trajectory
like
for a firing solution for your gun. There's way more. There might be I don't know about way more, but there might be significantly more book learning even to being a Navy SEAL than you think. It's not all swimming in the pool and shooting a gun.
I would, I would say I understand that, and I would almost like even ask the
Okay.
question when you are doing like all this like book learning though and stuff, and you're using like math and science. I'm not gonna lie, science, I would probably, I'd start to get headaches, and I'd probably beg for a tutor or something. They'd be like, yeah, sure, you can have a tutor as long as you give up, and I'd be like, I give up, give me a tutor, but. But they're like, "Huh, we tricked you. Now you're out. You don't have the resolve." But like, in all honesty, like something like math, as long as it's not like trigonometry and like as
Right.
long as if it's multiplication, subtraction, and additions, like
It's
it.
just learning, dude. That's all. You know, it's just stuff that you don't know that has to do with math and book learning. I'm just saying there's more.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that would surprise most people about sort of what they consider gruntish special forces is there's more intellect involved in graduating than they realized when they went in.
Then one would have going in, yeah. No, that's thank you for that fucking little heads up because that's something that I would even keep in mind because I know at this point that I know to be in contact or to go down, I have to. I have to make inquiries to like my local recruiting branch to get me in contact um with the Navy SEALs like and how I would go about that.
Like I said, every single person that joins the Navy in boot camp, they give an opportunity to qualify and be a SEAL if they want to. I don't know if there is or isn't, but I don't believe you can join the Navy specifically to be a SEAL. I think that what they would do is they say you're joining the Navy as you're joining the Navy as what they call a non-designated striker, and if you qualify to be a SEAL, great. If not, you end up being what they call a swabby, which basically swabs the deck and paints shit. You
know. I have a chip on my shoulder, and you know, like I said earlier, my grandpa, you know, he had 2 anchors, you know, tattooed on both of his arms, and he was a cook in the. He was actually a head cook for one of the main. I need to get the familial information because I've been told the name of the battleship he was on, and it's seen actual combat in World War One, but in World War Two, it was a like an emergency rations and ammo ship. So like my grandpa, like half of the ship was like for just feeding soldiers, like constantly they'd just be coming in and off of other ships, and my grandpa was just running the cafeterias and the kitchens, and then the other half of the ship was like for ammunition and supply, and like that was like during before, during, and all after World War II, he was in the Navy. And then after that, he like was like almost like what you said, like using your experience to go into like being the SARC and going like doing residency and then becoming a doctor after that. Like he was able to use like his certification like through the Navy. Like he was a head chef. Like he opened up his own private like catering business. Like, and this is back in like the 70s. My grandpa was doing that for private
part of your VA benefits is, I don't know how much it is now, but when I get out, you get guaranteed $25,000 business loan, part of your VA benefits.
Fuck, like I guarantee my grandpa didn't get that because I guarantee I would have fucking heard about that. That would have been like another legend of, oh, your grandpa, when he got out of the Navy, he got 25,000. But it was like he was able to, like what you said, like it wasn't just like, oh, you're out and it's like, okay, now go find another job or thanks for your service. It was like these skills you've learned, you can now take it into the civilian world.
No, you can take college courses while you're in the Navy and graduate from college while you're in there too, if you want.
But I just mean like in the sense that like even though my grandpa was like a cook and everything, like I know like because like what you said, like my grandpa went through the training and everything, but like my grandpa was trained to like this was back like just before World War II and everything. So like I know that my grandpa was like trained for gunning and stuff like that. Like he did all the training and then like he just like fucking got allocated to like being a chef. Like he applied for he did all the training, like basic training, swimming, gun, medical.
Well, a chef, you can go in as a cook. I mean, that's a rate. That's not a swabby. That's not a non-designated striker. A cook is an actual profession in the Navy.
Oh yeah, but like that's what I'm saying is like my grandpa, like when he went into the Navy, like he was like a busboy and like he had lots of various jobs, but like my grandpa was like to my dad, like my dad said that my grandpa was like he was already culinary minded as like a teenager, according to like my great grandma, who's my dad's grandma, like my grandpa's mother.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a non-designated striker. One of the benefits to that is that you go in as in the bosun mate division, and a bosun mate's an actual profession. But you work for the bosun mates, painting and swabbing, doing all this stuff. But you sort of look around on your ship and see what you like. and then you can go be whoever will take you. If you want to be a gunner's mate, and the gunner's mate chief says, "Okay, we'll take you. You can be a gunner's mate." If chefs need a chef and you want to be a chef, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with being a non-designated striker unless that's all you ever do, which most people don't. So, I mean, they're going to figure out something to do eventually better than paint and swab, you know.
Well, there's just like that's what I mean. Like there would be a chip on my shoulder where like I would not allow myself to fucking, I would not allow myself to fucking, you know, just for familial history. It's like I'm getting a designation. I'm not, you know, my grandpa.
Okay.
My grandpa got a designation, which means I am going to get a designation. I have his last name. It's you know what I mean. It's familial pride. It's that type of thing. It's the matriarchy of my family. It's like my grandpa did it. I'm gonna do it. Whether my son or my grandson does it, whether they make that choice, but I'm still gonna do it because it's in our blood, and that's just the standard, and I'm not gonna fall below it. In that sense. So it's like family pride and just wanting to win and serve you know my country.
Yeah, I'd look into that Swick thing if I were you too, because it's just so cool. Those fucking boats, dude, they're like the badassest little pontoon boat things on the planet, you know?
Yep,
Cool as fuck.
just fucking roll up on the enemy like, hey, what up? I got the crew with me, and then all the SEALs just hop out, and you're like, all right, peace out. I'll come pick you guys up in 20 minutes when you guys are done fucking shit up.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, it's kind of a riverboat thing, and you know you have to worry about ambushes and you know all kinds of shit, dude. It's badass, man. It really is.
Only joke I was gonna make earlier when you did bring them up though is like I was kind of gonna be like, well, you know, a lot of like combat operations are focused in the Middle East right now, as of currently for all branches of the United States military. There's not too many rivers to be sneaking up in a boat on in the desert.
Yeah, well, believe me, the reason that they're still taking people and going to school is because instead of being in the Middle East and being in a normal special operation, those people are probably working in black operations in South America that nobody knows about, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, oh yeah, because I was gonna say if it's in the Middle East, you'd probably have to build a boat out of camels or something.
Right. But they got water, you know, they got water everywhere, dude. They lower them boats down by helicopter or whatever. You know, it's not like it doesn't start from the port, drive itself to the battlefield. You know what I mean?
And I know they don't take the pontoon from America all the way over to the Middle East, like go across the whole ocean. That'd just be ridiculous.
I don't know, dude. They're pretty specialized pieces of equipment. You know, they're not going to build one over in the Middle East either.
I was gonna say you can be as specialized as you want, but I don't think you're beating Mother Nature on a 30-foot swell in the middle of the open ocean.
You'd be surprised, dude. That's one of the first things you have to do in SEAL training is take a rowing. You have to row a big kind of rafty thing over these huge fucking waves, and half the people fucking, you know, fall over and don't do it right, and they make you stand in line holding the raft over your head until it's your turn again. You know, you'd be surprised what a little raft can do, dude.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong with like position and like motorability. I don't know. I'm just fucking a fucking couple hundred horsepower engine versus the open ocean. I'm always gonna.
I'm telling you, those, like you say, those. I don't know if it's a couple hundred horse, maybe, but you know, imagine you got a couple hundred horse fucking pontoon boat with bolted down 50 caliber, you know, electric machine guns. You know, they're fucking totally badass, dude.
Fuck this fucking wave. Even if we can't get over it, shoot through it. Shoot through it. Like fuck. Yeah, you know what, man? It's something where it's like I like talking with someone more like you, where it's like I can even like tell it's like you're taking the approach of like, hey, even if this kid's not even fucking serious or it never comes of it, he's just talking about it and it's something he finds like interesting as a topic of discussion. Like, so that thank you for that because like there was another person I forget their name. They've never come onto the panel, but they were like in the chat and they were trying to like kind of like knock me for you know like an aspiration of a military career, and it's like, well, okay, like fucking, And then the same sort of thing, like, oh, you'll probably never even do it. And it's like, well, fucking whether I do or whether I don't, fucking.
Yeah, being a gunner's mate's pretty cool too. I mean, you're in charge of the machine guns and the pistols, but you're also the people in charge with the great big fucking guns shooting the artillery onto the beach too. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool, right?
Well, that's actually, I forget the exact name of the deck gun that it was, but that's what my grandpa was trained on, because they like I've seen a couple of his like Navy pictures, and there's like there's one where he's by the anchor at the front of the ship. There's another one where he's like smoking outside of like a cabin or something with
Most of them are called a 5-inch 54.
Like he was just sitting on it, and then I remember I asked my dad, I was like, did Grandpa ever like shoot one of those? And my dad was like, well, like he never shot like any actually in combat, but like what I said earlier, it was like if he had been on a boat and the boat came under attack and that gunner got dropped and they had nobody get on the gun, that's why my grandpa was like, that's why, like what you said, they train you in everything, but then like they'll designate to you where they think your usage best is, or maybe there's an open position and you can just fill it. But it's like, yeah, that guy on the gun drops and you're trained to fucking shoot.
Yeah, those big guns, they're of course computer controlled, right? But they also have a seat inside that you can get strapped into and run it with a couple of hand controls. And I've been in there and done that, and that fucker turns with G forces, dude. I mean, it turns fucking fast.
Oh yeah, because it's like you don't think about that, how quickly a machine or a mechanical, like, you know, how quickly it turns, or a valve, you know, releases or shuts closed. But it's like that shit happens in like in the blink of an eye. So when you really think about it, yeah, that's fucking, you'll feel that bitch. You'll be like, fuck, am I going to space? That's one small step for Richard and one giant leap for mankind.
And the other thing is, even if you're not in combat, you're gonna be blowing shit off your Navy ship way more often than you think. You know, that's just part of being in the Navy, is every ship, you know, goes and fires all their weapons like all the time just to practice. You know?
Yeah, and I know that the Air Force and the Navy especially, they are often used for like air support, and the Navy more so in areas of combat close to like shore and stuff like that. But
they go after drug dealing ships too sometimes.
Oh yeah, like, and it's Somali pirates and like fucking, yeah, like human traffickers, drug smugglers, arms smugglers, all that shit. But I was even gonna say though, April, I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's about 3 o'clock in the morning here, and I have work at 6:30, so I'm pushing.
It's 5 p.m. I'm in Thailand.
Oh, Thailand, my man, that's the place to be. Nice clear water, good weather.
All right, well, look forward to seeing you again, man. I might come back and chat with Yasina again. Yes, again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I was even gonna say,
you caught me there. Yes, yeah.
Oh, she's always.
I pronounced your name wrong like a million times before I finally realized it.
How do you say it?
I used to say it Yesenia, and that's not how you say it.
You're pretty close. It's Yesenia.
Yeah, it's Yesenia. It's like that's. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did date a few like girls back in the day that they had like fucking. I dated like 2 French girls and like 1 fucking Colombian girl. So like I've always had like an easier time pronouncing like Latin names.
Well, that's the last thing I was gonna say about the Navy, dude. All that other shit aside, the funnest part is just floating around ships around the world and going and meeting hookers from 30 different countries.
Hey man, it's called dropping in, you know, fucking stopping in at port.
And hey, for serving your country and getting paid 10 cents an hour to do it, they ought to be bringing you into some good brothels, don't you think? I mean, come on.
Hey, bring me some fucking cheap cocaine from the drug boat I just busted earlier and fucking sniff it off my balls, bitch.
They don't tolerate that anymore. They give drug tests and stuff nowadays.
Oh, well,
you don't want to stay away from any of that stuff, dude, or you'll just be a washout.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't gonna fucking lie. I ain't fucking if I was enrolled in any branch, I ain't gonna go fucking during my time. I fucking if I ever do drugs again in my life, I'm gonna wait till it's back in the city.
Save yourself the trouble, dude. Just put them behind you.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I should. I admit I'm a I forget the exact word. I am a self-indulger in some vices.
It's easier, you know. It's funny. I stopped drinking because I went to visit my dad and his wife, and they're like they're rich people, but they drink every single day and get drunk every single night. And they drink every night, not during the day. But anyway, the alcohol dementia turned them both into the two biggest assholes I've ever met. And I just sort of naturally stopped drinking. I said, "There's no way I'm gonna end up like that someday."
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Drinking was never my problem. It was always like hard drugs, like fucking meth and crack cocaine when I was like a teenager.
Oh yeah, I love crack, man. Fuck that. If I had an unlimited, it's like if I won the Powerball lottery, I'd probably move to Colombia and buy a, Mack truck sized rock of crack.
Hey, yo, you know what? That's awesome you said that too, because I used to always love it when like kids that did cocaine, they're like, "Oh, you do crack?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, dude. All I'm doing is a free-based form of what you're doing.
Right. Oh yeah.
You're just too classy to smoke crack. Bitch, I'm trying to get high. I ain't trying to spend $80 on a fucking gram. I'm gonna buy me a 20 rock, smoke that shit and be high. Like,
Yeah,
and
it
I'm not
gets
gonna
you
have
way fucking higher than smoking it,
more,
man. Way.
way more. I'm sorry that we're talking about drugs on your channel, but
Oh yeah.
people put it.
Sorry.
No, like the greatest thing I always laugh though, one quick point is like these kids they sit around and they go, "Oh, I do coke, but I don't do crack. Crack's disgusting." So yes, essentially crack is disgusting. Well then cocaine's disgusting because crack is cocaine. And guess what, kid? When you're sitting around and 4 hours later, you're going you're plugging up one side of your nose and going like a fucking goddamn shop vacuum just to try and get more high. I'm gonna be sitting there still high off of my fucking hit that I took an hour earlier, and then I'm gonna take my other hit. So I always laugh at cokeheads. Guess what, cokeheads? You're fucking crackheads. You just don't want to be considered it.
Yeah.
And
Put that
with
shit behind you, dude. Fine to talk about the good old days, but you definitely don't want to be picking up any pipes anymore. And the reason for that is that the addiction level, the technology improves everywhere. The technology to make more addictive drugs also improves. So the crack you're smoking 10 years from now is 10 times more addictive than the crack last decade.
no, I get what you mean, like the potency overall of the whatever narcotic you're using. I mean, I'm just saying, like, quite honestly, man, I quit that shit in my, well, in my, in my middle to late teens, and then ever since then, I've been all good and fucking self-detoxed and sober for 6 years now. So going on
Quit a
just
lot
after.
sooner than I did. It took me a lot longer to figure it out than you. So
Like I said, dude, like I totally am in agreement with you. Like honestly, never gonna pick up a fucking pipe. Honestly, like to be quite honest, if I ever fucking do drugs again, whether it's a fucking crack or heroin or meth or fucking acid or fucking mushrooms or ecstasy, whatever it is, I'm gonna do that shit when I'm like fucking 80 years old and they fucking if by that time I live to see 80 and they tell me you're gonna die in 6 months, and it's like okay,
right. Let the
yeah,
party
exactly.
begin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I. It's like I do want to go apart, like going into the military. I don't want to fucking go in there and fucking, fucking. Yeah, I don't want to go in there and fucking be a user and think. No, that's just a
You want to
disgusting.
be the other thing that you might not realize too is to be successful, you really have to pay attention to the mealy mouth bullshit details, like keeping your uniform ironed and pressed, and there's politics involved. You know what I mean? That's the other thing people don't really expect. They don't expect that there's this kind of sideline politicky stuff that will get you advanced much more quickly than if you're just sort of a normal, everyday kind of guy.
It's the
You got to play the. It's just like any job. You got to play the game the way the boss wants it played.
Yeah, it's just the bureaucracy of the whole. Like, yeah, it is a government program. People should forget that.
And the reason it matters is because the people they like, they can advance more quickly than the regulations allow. And over time, what happens is you end up like a whole grade, a whole, instead of being an E5 or 6, you might be an E7. You get paid a whole lot more. You're way higher up in rank because they can actually give you a rank 6 months before the regulations say so if they want to, if they like you. And they do that, the people that they like.
Being friends with the boss and getting a raise, a couple months earlier, a year earlier than you were supposed to.
Well, it's more being, sharp and clean and, respectful and that kind of thing. It's not, not being the guy that makes the smart ass comments, that has the dirty uniform, because you can put your uniform in a locker and take it out every time you have a watch, or you can be the guy that irons it before your watch every time. And those are two entirely different looking people on watch. And the guy that irons it every time, they're going to like him. The other guy is just everybody else.
But that guy that irons, he's somebody different. Fucking A, man.
Absolutely, and it's that simple, but it's kind of hard to do because everybody else is kind of making fun of you, and you're sort of looked at as the ass-kissing suck-up guy. But all you're really doing is what you're supposed to be doing, and fuck you.
All that ass kicking and sucking up, as long as it pads my bank account, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. It's like you're technically supposed to put 2 lines down each side of your shirt with an iron. But, after you get out of boot camp, nobody does that shit except for just a couple of people. And, they're the guys that are smart, sailor-looking dudes,
Well,
Little shit like that matters, Do your shoes shine really well, or do you just shine them well enough so that you don't get an ass chewing, shit like that. People forget about that stuff out of boot camp. Nobody cares anymore, except for those few people that do.
I will do my best. I mean, coming out of boot camp, if that's the foreseeable future, to just retain and keep small things, and through conversations with people such as yourself and other members are active or non-active anymore. Just
see, you've heard the expression, everybody sort of goes to the lowest common denominator. Well, that's why it's hard to do that. Because the lowest common denominator is, just shine your shoes just enough and don't worry about ironing so much and all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, little cuts around the corners, but I'd rather not take those. And
Right.
and like I said, just through talking with people like with you, one of my other family friends, he is in the Canadian military and stuff, and just through talking with people like that, it's like you just get a sense of what to do, what to look out for, how to dot your I's and cross your T's. And
I don't know if they do it anymore, but when I was in, I got invited to a Canadian ship, and they had beer machines. You could get, like, I don't know, 2 beers a day or something, and the guys would, like, buy other people's beers, so they have 6 or 8 or whatever. But they had beer vending machines on the Canadian ships.
Hey, well, fucking A, we need to get back to that. That's fucking long story. You know what, man? To be honest, I'm gonna send you a private chat so we can link up here on the Hangouts, and even if Yesenia's not doing a panel YouTube, we could just fucking have a good conversation, man.
No problem, man. I'll if I see I'll like add you as a friend or whatever the fuck we do. We do it right now, so I make sure I can't see your whole name. My name's Richard Garnash. I don't know if you can see it or not. That's my actual name.
I'm gonna go add you right now because she added you into it, so I'll be able to see you right there in the.
All right. I'll just write Yo in there so you can see.
I'm just gonna type you in here, Richard.
So what do you do right now, dude?
Oh, me, I just work at a mill right now.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, you know, it's good work. I mean, fucking labor sometimes, and then the other time is a lot of just, you have to do a lot of fucking paperwork and match up orders and get them ready to be shipped out, or, yeah, so it's it can be interesting sometimes. And some days it can just be like, what the fuck? Why do so many people need fucking pallets?
I worked at this place one time where I had to stack these big things of lumber, and we put them in these machines, and they sucked the water out of the fucking. They weren't logs, but they're, I don't know, basically 6x6s or 4x4s or something. And
Right.
that was a crazy job. I remember one time the guy ran it too fast and it split all this really expensive cherry wood down the middle, and the farmer's in there yelling and screaming at the guy. And I didn't, it was just natural, and I didn't mean to be a smart ass, but I just said, well, it just goes to show you, haste makes waste. And the guy that owned it was really fucking pissed. He's yelling at me after the guy left. Why'd you say that, dude? What's the matter?
Oh, you cut out there at the end, bro. Hey,
I was just saying I worked at this place that tried to dry lumber quickly, and they ruined this guy's expensive cherry wood. When the guy's like yelling and screaming at the owner, I walked by and I said, well, it just goes to show you, haste makes waste. The boss got really pissed at me.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, like I didn't hear everything. I heard all the stuff at the start. I didn't hear that end part. That's pretty funny. Your owner's probably like, motherfucker.
You know, I wasn't trying to be a dick or a smart ass. It just came to my mind and I blurted it out, you know, without thinking.
Hey man, better out than in, I always say.
I guess.
Fucking hey, man. Well, hey, like I said, it's been good having a fucking chat with you. I just sent you a private chat there also, bro, and
Okay. Yeah, you got to go to bed, dude. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna take off too. So we'll talk to you later, man.
for sure. Hey, yo, hey, is that your Thailand wife?
Oh, on my homepage? No, that's famous porn star named Maria Ozawa.
Ooh, she's probably like more famous over in like Asia and all that shit, right?
Nah, she's famous all over the world, dude. She's she's like twice as old as that picture. She's like really old now.
Oh, so she was like some chick he was watching in the 70s and 80s.
No, she was around in the 80s and 90s, dude. She's trust me, she's famous. She's actually Australian and Japanese.
Oh, well, I may have to research her later. Send me her name again for research purposes.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, yo, I'm also gonna, yo, Yesenia, I know you might still be listening, you might be passed out. Night, girl. And also, Richard, it was good talking to you, bro. And like I said, we'll be in touch throughout fucking the foreseeable future, man. Nice
All right. My nickname's King Richard, so you can call me Your Majesty if you like. I'm just joking.
I mean, you know, no, I'm just kidding, man. Fucking hey, well, hey, hey, Your Majesty, I'm about to go sleep in my king size bed, so it was nice. It was nice to make your acquaintance, Richard, and good talking. And we'll get talking in pretty soon here.
All right, yeah, yes, yeah. I'm gonna go grab a smoke. If you want to chat when I get back, great. Otherwise, I get smoking. But I'll be miking out and talking to the who's ever out there in Cyberland listening in a bit.
Oh yeah, well fucking yeah. I'm shutting down the mic, so I won't be on the panel anymore. Night to everybody in the chat. Night to everybody in the panel. Yesenia, the Queen, and then night, Richard.
Alrighty. So what's new with you? Anything? Hey, you got a little queen crown.